Boo, you whore. Okay, good.
So I was going to just continue this conversation off recording, but then the tomfoolery happening in my Message Plus app is outstanding at the moment.
Yeah.
So literally, as Eric was about to hit record, my sister texts me saying, "So don't freak out, but." And I'm like, let's wait.
You don't text somebody that.
Because I'm like, is this something real?
Right.
Is there something more? I need something more. Touch, suddenly alive. Random Access Memories is a great album. The reason why I said go ahead and fucking hit it is because she goes, I found a really nice vacuum by the trash and it works amazingly.
Why would you freak out about that?
Well, she went and got... I'm pretty sure her reasoning behind this is that she recently found this like flower, like fake flower, like plant, a fake plant in a giant vase thing for outside of our apartment. And she's like, I found it by the trash. I'm like, cool. Like, as long as it's not like whatever. And then I had to like toss some old shit that was in my like pantry.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, you know, sometimes I see that people will put like food like in like a bag like near the dumpster. And I'm like, I mean, this food's like expired. And like, I understand the kindness aspect of that, but I've never seen anybody go for any of the food. All it does is just sit there and then have Alina show up and rip through it.
Yeah, like
I don't want to.
Not to put too fine a point on it, but like that's not really a neighborhood.
No, not my neighborhood.
Yeah,
to be clear,
well,
it's every man for itself when it comes to food.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is like that. You know, the neighborhood around where you live is not particularly, you know, people who are in need of food.
Yeah, go into the dumpsters.
Yeah.
Which is like fine if someone needed it, like, you know, I'm more than happy to help, but I'm like this is just a couple of things that are expired.
Yeah.
Like if I wouldn't eat it, I wouldn't want someone else to eat it. You know, as someone who made sandwiches with year old expired dressing saying this is the best sauce.
I remember that.
So she goes, I found a really nice vacuum by the trash and it works amazingly. Followed up with, I manifested it. Like, so good, no joke, so it's pretty exciting. I'm going to say, I swear to God, I should have left. I should have told Mom to leave you in the womb. Oh, and then Uber Eats is like, craving your to-go? No.
Quite frankly, no, I'm not.
I ordered food the other day because I was streaming, and I said, you know what? Treat myself. I should have known.
Yeah.
That nothing good for me is ever in store. As I order, and it says, you know, like, instead of saying, like, estimated arrival time, it's the back end. So, like, latest arrival, 9:50 p.m. I'd ordered at, like, 8:40.
Right.
And I was like, okay, cool, because normally it never even hits that point.
I'd hope not.
No, like, normally it doesn't. But, like, shit can happen or whatever. And, like, typically I'm ordering from stuff that's close to where I'm at. So a lot of the wait time is people getting to my area,
right? Because
it's not as populated, and which is understandable. That being said, I watch as someone goes to the Taco Bell, and then all of a sudden it's like it updates saying that, like, you know, current estimated time is like another 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and the driver's now in the town north of me, and it's a different driver, and I'm like, what was wrong with the Taco Bell? Like,
yeah,
are they just sending the order to a different Taco Bell and that guy's there? I jump around to another, after that, 3 other ones until I finally get this one girl who then, like, I'm pretty sure lives where I live, or at least had just finished something where I lived. And I'm like, if it's my neighbor, cool. Goes to the Taco Bell, and then I get a message saying, hey, so the Taco Bell's closed because, like, short staffing, like they had to close early.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really sorry. They'll, like, give you a refund or whatever if you submit whatever. And, like, I ended up seeing, like, it's closed. And she closed it out. And I'm like, I'm not mad about that. But did everyone else not bother to close it out and tell me
so
and just bounce me around for an hour? Because at that point, it was already 9:40.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm hungry.
Yes.
And when you already resign yourself to ordering food, you don't want to make food.
Well, yesterday I actually ran into a similar thing. I didn't order because, like, I don't really do all that. But, like,
I was gonna say, you don't.
Yeah, I don't do all that.
You don't want people coming to your house. You'll go pick it up.
Well, yeah, I don't need like all that Uber Eats shit. Like, why am I gonna pay, you know, like $20 or whatever to get here in an hour and a half and it's cold? Like, when I could
because you hate yourself.
I could just like go and get it and it's actually like warm and nice. So, but I went to Cane's to get some Cane's because I was like, I know you don't care about it, but I like.
No. I'm just saying, like, I feel like you're about to tell me a bad experience, and I'm like, that's a normal experience for me.
No, it just they were closed.
Oh.
But like for the same reason, I'm assuming. But like, you know, because like everything, because I checked too, because I was like, I don't know, like when they, you know, close normally. It was kind of late because I was up late. Usually I wouldn't eat that late, but I was like, oh fuck.
I was like, you don't eat after 7 typically. Like you either eat at 7, or if it's breached into the 8 o'clock like time frame, like
you just
you're
go to
typically
sleep.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's chips.
Well, that's different.
But that's when you've been bad. That's
when I'm being bad this week.
We are having some of that here.
Yeah, no. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, they're still open. And then I drove there, and then I got myself all like turned around in my head. I was like, is it Sunday? Do they close early on Sundays? I'm like, it's not that late. It was like 8 p.m. I was like, no. And then I just realized like, oh, it must be because of like
staffing,
shorted stuff, which
I mean, they're all just taking a page out of the Jack in the Box near my house's book, who's been doing it far before there were staffing issues, where sometimes they're tired and they don't want to.
They just leave.
Well, from what I've heard from like there was one guy who like I went and ordered it, and he goes, hey, I'm going to let you know, no one else showed up today and it's just me. So it's going to take a while. And I'm like, cool. No worries, man. If you're cool with it, I'm cool with it. He goes, all right. And, you know, hooked me up a bit with some like extra fries, which is not the thing I wanted in my meal.
Right.
Like I didn't care. The fries are, you know, inconsequential. They're a snack for the ride on the ride home. The minute and a half back to my house. They will be empty by that point. As I just shovel them in like a fucking gremlin. But yeah. That's the only other time where I'm like, that fucking sucks. I'm like, but they'll have a full staff and just say, no, drive-thru's closed. Why? Fuck you.
Just cause that's that Jack.
My wife took my motorcycle, so I had to park the car in front of the driveway so she'd get my attention.
That'll do it.
Is there anything else I could have said? I know I could have said nothing, but like, how else could you possibly respond to it? And like, I kind of was, as I was closer to the counter than you were, that was
intentional.
I was just as trapped as you were. You at least had an escape strategy of like, I've sacrificed my smaller friend.
Well, I mean, the truth is I would never have like spoken to the man at all. Whereas,
well, I didn't start a conversation with him.
You did a little bit. You didn't, I mean, you could have no way of knowing where it would go.
No, I just said, oh, thank you. I hope you're having a good day. Not thinking.
I can't remember what you said. You said more than that. You did one of your like, you know, your classic Steve. You know, you got to volley it back at the person, and I was like, we don't need to do that here.
I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to do that there. This is why we know.
I don't blame you for it.
Some places there's no volleyball, and like you just got to be aware. Is this restaurant volleyball friendly? I need to know before I go in.
before I ask any questions.
It's back. Finally.
Oh, okay.
I literally screeched like a banshee at the Starbucks drive-thru. I like texted you I was on my way, and I'm like, there's no line to the Starbucks. I'm gonna see if they have it, because like apparently all of my coworkers, the only thing they know about me is that I drink Starbucks, eat hot chip, and lie.
Wow.
And fair, but I'm like, okay, so I have like gift cards and shit, so I'll just use those. And I'm like, I'm going to ask a question I already know the answer to, but do you guys have the cinnamon dolce syrup in? Because it's been months. He goes, actually, we do. And I went, screech, and I went, no fucking way. I'm straight up just like losing my shit right now. I'm like, he's like, oh yeah, man, I'm excited too. I'm like, all right, this is what you're going to fucking do. Said, you're going to give me a venti Java chip frappuccino with cinnamon dolce blended in. He goes, that normally comes with like 2. I'm like, I don't care. Whatever it does, I want it now. And he was, this is someone like I've seen multiple times, and there's a bit of recognition. So like, it's not like this is just.
You say that like you wouldn't do that to a stranger, though.
I would, but that is not what I did in this case. I'm over here like, fuck my shit up, fam.
Right.
You know, like when I go to Chipotle and I'm like, I want you to put a lot of cheese on it, like almost enough cheese, like so much cheese that like it's almost concerning. Like you're not gonna say anything, but like if there was a little bit more, like you might want to say, "Hey man, that's a lot of cheese."
Yeah.
Because one time a guy did, he goes, "That's a lot of cheese." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "This is just a cheese burrito," and like I was like, "There's chicken and rice in it as well, which beats the point system. It means I have to pay for the full price. If I didn't get, I'm not gonna get mad.
I'm not gonna get mad.
Not gonna get
I
mad.
said I was gonna
I'll
get
let my
mad.
bank take care of it. Eat fucking lemonade tycoon." Anyway,
It
I'm
better
pretty
be crisis.
Crisis.
It better be crisis.
Crisis. Hey, so I guess we can. Is this thing on?
Hello.
No signal.
Hello.
Hello and welcome to the
Hell yeah
podcast. This time in audio.
In theory, it's showing.
Well, it says it is.
It says it is.
But I don't really have a lot of fucking faith. I see why it happened though. Like when you show me that, like that's the exact same thing. Like why? Just tell it to stop. No, not to stop, but like
stop.
do what it's doing now and never anything else.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, so it's been a minute.
Yes.
It's been a week, and we actually like haven't hung out or really talked a lot this week. I know you've been busy, but like it's odd. I like, especially since when I came in the door, we chit chatted for literally a moment, and then you're like, "I gotta finish stuff up," so I'm like, "I guess I'll just wait." And then it's like you're like, "Jackets on, I'm good to go," and I'm like,
It's time.
Fuck, you came from the place where you get them all, and you know every time I try to read the name, the thought just burns from my mind. Like it's like an eldritch horror-esque. Like if I knew the name of the store, like my brain would not be able to comprehend it.
Yeah,
that's for all of you at home. Yeah, what's been new, man? What's going on?
Lots.
Anything that filled you with joy?
No.
Elaborate.
Just lots of channel stuff. I'm really proud of how it's all turning out, but oh good Jesus Christ, is it taking a lot of work. I have so much respect for like the sound designers in movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's 8 p.m. It didn't make a change because the lighting, I think. So
yeah. Oh yeah, they can't see it,
lights
but
override the lights.
these were good lights. I like these a lot.
I just wish they were a little warmer, but that you can adjust that with like, you could
It's a setting?
Get it. Well, no, but you could like get a different bulb.
Warmer would make it less white,
Yeah.
right? So over like a yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yeah, but you could get a different bulb, which maybe we'll play around with that later.
You should let me know where you got the. I want to figure out how to light
Amazing.
better in my like room, because right now it's like, although like these cameras are really nice at like making it focused, I can't, like sometimes when you watch streamers, it's like everything else behind them is like blurred out of focus like that, and I'm like, there's no way their rooms are bigger than mine.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't know how to do. I'm like, it's lighting, and I'm like, but I'm in a corner. I don't have a lot of room, and I just keep trying to figure out how to use the big ass fucking ring light that is far too bright for whatever room I put it in.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. So you've been working hard, sound design.
Yeah, just
Tell me
like
more. Tell me about your newest story.
inversion.
Inversion.
It just the amount of layers.
Like an onion.
Yes.
So you basically made a modern Shrek.
I've made a parfait. The amount of layers in this. It's the joke.
From what?
From Shrek.
That it's a parfait?
Yes.
No, it's an onion.
Right. And then Donkey says, "Why would you say
Why would
onion?
you
Why
listen
would you
to
say
what Donkey
something
says?
nice like parfaits? Parfaits have layers."
I was so just bought in on the onion part that I don't think I've ever heard that line.
Oh, okay. Because I was
As
trying
a
to like
child.
continue the thing.
I feel
and
bad.
You've
Yeah.
lost.
Fuck, I didn't, I'm over here in hockey gear, slap shotting the puck to you, and you're like, block, send it back. And I'm like, in my
I've
basketball
never seen
shorts.
that puck before.
I'm like, what, the puck?
It just lots of layers, very busy,
Mm-hmm.
lots of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been a lot. Also, I realized like I started to freak myself out because like, so I spent the last more or less like 6 days like at the computer for long time, like long fucking time, and like
Your ass is in that seat, or else.
basically like I wake up, go to the computer, and then like I get up for food, and then go back.
It's that rise and grind mindset.
And then just keep doing that, and then I just go to sleep. So it's like the screen the whole time, and which obviously like, and when I'm not on the computer, I'm on my phone, of course, because like
small screen, it's comforting.
Yes, because like there cannot be a dull moment. That would be
alone with my thoughts.
So it's just like I realized like I fucked my eyes up basically because I was like looking like really close at the screen at like the waveforms for like 12 hours in a day, and just like really close at a bright screen all day long, and like that setup in there is not like ideal. Like the screen is closer than it should be, because I can't make it go farther back, and like that hasn't been as much of an issue until I spent roughly 6 days right there, like
realizing,
looking very closely, like
this could be better.
Time. Yeah. And unfortunately I can't really make it better, but normally it's not an issue. Like I've had that set up for a long time. I just haven't like fucked myself over this bad that long.
Yeah.
And so I was like, am I like losing my vision? Like, because you know
the channel's going away. You've lost the plot, man. I don't know what this inversion story is, but you've changed.
I came here for comfort. I don't know what this is.
Oh, I come for comfort.
So I started to be like, it's like, am I like are my eyes starting to go? I was like, I don't think I'm that old yet. Like, it took my parents like a while for theirs to. No, but your eyes have been.
Oh, they've been gone.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
no,
sorry.
but seriously,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I got you.
If your eyes are like, you know, if you need glasses or stuff like when you're a kid, like that makes sense. But like, I have never had an issue with them, so I was like, this seems like it came on very suddenly. I was like, I was under the impression that this was like going to be a slow descent. Oh wow. And then come to realize, like yesterday in particular, like I purposely managed to not have to be on the screen as much. I made sure I was very far back from it, and like I took a lot more breaks about like actually like, you know, like getting up, looking at things further away.
Yeah, like
you're
forcing yourself to like, well, because it's hard, especially when you start like going in on something like I that'll happen to me with like spreadsheets, like with work stuff when I'm like making my own shit. Like the one report that Cool Town helped me with, we kind of took what his did, and you helped me like kind of like a bit with it. And I was at the office one day till fucking 8 o'clock at night because I'm like, well, my Adderall hit and I just wanted to do it. And my boss was like, please don't do that. Please go home. I'm like, but the time I've saved. How much time have you saved? I don't know yet.
I can't know yet. Yeah, actually like taking the time to like, you know,
treat yourself.
Now my eyes are totally fine today.
You can see clearly now.
The rain is indeed gone. Yeah.
Actually, so, I'm pretty sure there's been storm clouds as I was heading up to the post office. So I'm like, it might be raining today.
Yeah, but in general, I was like, oh, wow. That makes like a really big difference. Because like, I don't know, like, I always never, like, I never really bought into the whole, like, oh, like, your eyes are tired thing. I'm like, okay, yeah, like, whatever. Like,
I mean, I've had that happen, though.
Right. I've had it happen, but, like, for more specific things, like staying up way too late or, like, like
it's
that
compounded.
sort of thing.
Like, you're staying up all night playing Diablo, and it's like, no, my eyes hurt.
Right. Like, I've had it like that. I haven't had it, like, impacting my vision. Yeah. And it was that, like, you know, it literally was like my mid-range vision was like fucked up because like that's where like the screen was basically.
Yeah, so it's like you were like sniper shotting and you got no mid-range.
Right. So like I realized that I was like, oh yeah, that's like a real thing. Okay, cool. And like if I actually, you know, I don't know, take care of my eyes, like then they're fine. Carrots. Riboflavin.
I don't believe there's a link to the carrots in the eyes. I think that's like a Bugs Bunny thing.
It is, but like. Well, there's high concentrations of riboflavin in carrots, and that helps your night vision in an incredibly minor way that like you're not actually going to notice any difference from like taking nutrients, but it does.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Riboflavin is my favorite micronutrient.
Yeah. Is that the one you stand? This message brought to you by the Riboflavin gang.
It's the one that I decided when I was a kid, when like, you know, you're reading the cereal box as a child. Before we had those damn iPads.
You right.
Back when
These
we
kids
read
need to
cereal
fidget spin back into church.
Yeah, like I was just like reading all of them and I was like, riboflavin, that's like a sick ass fucking name. So I was like, I decided that was my favorite one.
Bioflavin.
Bioflavoring. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, real busy. What about you?
I've never existed. I'm like a machine. I'm turned off at everything
Yeah.
until I'm turned on. Wow. No, it's been well, I got tattooed on Saturday. That was a long experience.
Yes.
I was there like a total of 6 hours, but like only on the table for 3. But then I'm like, I don't know where those other 3 hours came and went.
Right.
But it was a lot of cool. Got started. I'm excited to go back next month and slowly build out. Not exactly sure what we'll do, but I'm jazzed.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Have not told my mother.
Cool.
Very cool. I prefer it. I'll have to, but like I'm like, this makes me very happy. And like I never really invest like actually in myself. I invest in like a Maslow's hierarchy of needs self right away, which is food.
Taco Bell.
You're right. Well, apparently not.
Well, an attempt at Taco Bell.
Correct. I'm getting a little heated.
Perhaps.
I got to bring it down with a mush.
Perhaps Comet will help.
Comet. Look at him.
They.
Look at them. I'm doing my best. A mosh is a mosh is a mosh. Back in my day.
Back when I was making moosh.
No, but yeah, like kind of like investing in yourself for like, no, like this sparks joy. This is like, it's really cool. And I'm like, and if I'm old and I still have it, then like sick, I'm old, you know? I made it. Like instead of thinking about it like purity culture stuff, you know? So that kind of like still is in the workplace and whatnot. But then I'm like, I know people with full sleeves at fucking work. And like, you just cover it if you have to. Or work from home, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I've been asked, why are you wearing a hat? And I'm like, because my roots aren't long enough for you guys to not see the green. And I know I'm going to get shit for it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so doing that.
Can you tilt my camera up a little bit?
Yeah. Sorry about it.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, no, we beat Hollow Knight, which was fun. I did it again. Beat the Radiance, which is a whole pain in the ass of all this extra shit you have to do. You gotta go and get the King's Soul, which is like the best charm in the game, where you just passively regenerate souls to do spells and healing and stuff with. It's awesome. Instead, if you want the super secret boss fight ending, you gotta go turn it into the Void Soul, which you can never remove once you have. It doesn't take any charm notches, so that's good. And it provides no benefit.
Oh.
And I'm like,
I love that.
I lost it. But you like fight the Hollow Knight, because that's the big reveal that no one's ever ready for. I mean, it happens about halfway or so through the game. You realize you don't play as the Hollow Knight. That's not you.
Right.
You're just...
You're that little bunny thing?
Little bug man. Bug with the horns, you know? You're cool.
Oh, I thought it was like a rabbit.
No, it's all bugs. Everything's bugs. So like the fast travel system is there's tunnel ways through everything, and there's stags. So it's a stag beetle. And there's the last stag. And so he's like, oh, I haven't come back through these tunnels. I haven't heard that bell in so long. I'll take you wherever you want, pal, as long as you've discovered it. And I'm like, cool. But yeah, you have to fight the Hollow Knight, who's like a pain in the... And he's not too hard once you like got it figured out. And then you get to a certain point, and if you did all your questline stuff, like talking to people when you could, getting all the dialogue options, like not that you can choose anything, but like if you see somebody, it's worth like stopping and talking to them most of the time. Hornet, your sister who's sick as fuck, but not your sister. I don't know exactly how it works. She'll spear him, and then you can go into his head, and it turns out in his head, the radiance is what's just causing the infection everywhere. Is there, and it's this giant fucking moth, and it is a bullet hell-esque fight. And I got all the way to the end, to where all I had to do was just touch him once, and then I didn't think I was supposed to hit him, so then I touched him and died, and I'm like, I get to do this again. It's fun. Yeah. We did that. And then we started playing Detroit Become Human, which is really fucking cool. Got a little intense for me. I'll talk about it later with you. But otherwise, it's cool. It's cool as fuck. It looks really good. Like, I will say, I've noticed on PlayStation, most games I've played on there look a lot better.
Did you hear about how Microsoft bought
Activision? Oh my god. I've heard all about it. Did you see Paul Tassi's video?
Of course I did.
I haven't had time. But I saw it he posted.
That's how I get my gaming news.
I don't know if it was that video or it was another one, but he had like posted it like 17 seconds like when I hit refresh on my like subscription feed, and there was like one comment, which was his own pinned comment, and I was like, I want to ask him, why is that room so empty all the time? Like his little game room that he records in, because like it looks like there's just his nice leather chair and then the TV, and then it's all like there's nothing about. It's just me that has a problem with it.
There's a couch, there's the TV that like the stand is on, there's like a nightstand behind him.
There's not a lot of things. It's not a couch, it's just a chair.
It's a couch.
No, it's a single chair, bro.
It's a couch.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
I'm
The
almost
lore of
certain.
Baltassi is surprisingly deep. It's a couch.
For who?
Him and his wife. I don't know.
How many people could you fit on that chair? It's a
couch.
chair. You can't comfortably fit 2 people on that. It's not a couch.
It's a couch. It's a love seat, maybe. It extends out of the screen. It's a couch. He calls it a couch when Evie, his dog, is on it. He's like, Evie's on the couch.
I never thought that it could extend past the screen. I will go do some research on my own time and come back next week with a report.
Like, there's not much on the walls. Like, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean, it was more of a meme anyway. Like, to be clear, like, it wasn't like I was genuinely, like, to my core, like, why you got nothing in your fucking house? But I'm like, if there's no other comments, like, that's free real estate. I'm like, I got to do something.
You could be the one.
I didn't do anything. I choked.
It happens.
Sometimes we're not meant to burn as bright as we think we are.
Wow.
I mean, not you guys. You guys will, of course. But... but yeah. No. I don't know, nothing really. But I'm really bummed that our audio, like last week's episode was like so good, and I'm like, well, we could retread, and I'm like, it's not the same.
I don't want to.
Because we can feel it when
I
we
already
retread
talked
it.
about it.
I said what I said.
I said what I had to say, and they didn't hear it, but that doesn't mean I didn't say it.
And I'm like, I literally realized, like, when you called me saying, yeah, the audio's fucked, and I almost said it, and I didn't, because I didn't want to upset you, and I'm like, you know, if you would have been having to do it the old way where we were having to mix everything, then we wouldn't have had this problem. But like,
yeah, I also still wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, very clear. Yeah,
literally.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
That amount of work for like a still not great product. Yeah, no, I wouldn't still be doing it.
How much money do you make on every sale? We lose $10 on every sale. Wait, what? Oh yeah. I will never financially recover from this. No audio. Oh
my god.
But it did make a lot of memes. You guys were really cool with like memeing the shit out of it. So yeah. That was fun. But yeah, I just been chilling. I'm trying to think if there's anything I've been like into lately. My sister's been into plants and naming the plants. And apparently this microwave. No.
She named the microwave?
No, she didn't name the microwave. She named all the plants.
I'm not big on naming things.
You don't like to have attachments, even to things.
Well, when it dies, I don't have to care. No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't want them to die, so you don't have to care.
What?
I miss. You mean you are gonna die?
No. I'm saying like I was joking that like if I name a plant and then it dies, I would feel bad. So if I don't name it, I don't have to feel anything when it dies.
I thought you meant like when I die, I won't feel anything. I'm like, wait, what?
No.
Like all your cherished items will show up. But like, you remember Choo Choo? Choo Choo's here at your funeral going, Father, please.
Where was he? Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not really big on like naming inanimate things. Like
well, plants are alive.
Yes, non-sentient things. I'll put it that way.
I've seen Jumanji.
Because like I don't know, I just like a lot of people like name their cars and stuff. I never really got into all that or anything, or like naming plants. I never really got into that.
Yeah, no, not from. Like, why do you name a boat?
I don't know. I think with boats, it's almost a little bit different though, because it's more of like a title, and that like there's like a historical precedence for that kind of a thing. Like people don't normally name like I don't know, like most people name a boat something that's like a pun name or something. Yeah. Like people don't usually name the boat just like, you know, Roberta or something, which is like something that someone would definitely name a plant. I
mean, that's also some old school energy, because I'm sure there has been a boat named Roberta.
I mean, Roberta.
Yeah.
And there probably was a reason. I hope so.
Maybe. The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria.
The Santa Roberta.
And then there's Roberta, the fourth ship, who did not get invited to go.
I also think it's stupid if you name a ship a boat.
Hey, can we not? I'm not here for ship culture.
I think it's like, I think it makes, I don't know. I think like naming boats is silly too. I think naming a ship works.
So what's the difference between a boat and a ship?
Size.
Is that like a real distinction?
It's a distinction I'm making in my soul.
Are you a bit of a size queen when it comes to boats?
I'm gatekeeping shipdom.
To seafaring vessels?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm like, why? I feel like if you name a boat, that's like naming a car. Versus like a ship, that's different. Like naming a ship would be more like naming like a train, and I think that's okay because it's like a whole different thing. I don't know.
Do you think that might also be because I would argue that like you get more leniency with naming a boat than you do a car, but that's because we have, at least in Arizona, the landlocked state. But it also feels
we're the
like
only
an
one that
American
is
thing.
actually.
Oh wait. I'm done. This was a good episode. I'm gonna go think about things for a minute.
That one got. I got.
It's because I hesitated for a moment, and I knew you won. I felt you.
Well,
you stand.
well, I got a. Oh wait, what? And that's all I needed.
I hate this family.
God.
Get on top of the refrigerator. Okay. That was a good one, though. Thank you. Also, these are like smaller than I remember,
Okay.
which is not bad, but I don't want to wear them right now. That was good, though. You got me really good on that one. Because for a brief second, I was like, wait, could they be? Could it be? I'm like, and then I'm like, Steve, what are your thoughts on Nevada? Another landlocked state. Well, I will be honest. What ran through my head was like, is it because like you need to have a certain size lake before it's considered landlocked? Like buying into this reality you're feeding me.
I wonder if there's any state that doesn't have a true like lake. You know, like we don't have very many.
My state of mind doesn't have a lake.
Well, but like honestly, like we don't have many.
No, but we do.
But we have, you know, like I don't know, we have like probably like.
Do you mean natural lakes or man-made?
Just lakes in general. Although I imagine you'd have a better chance of it if you say like only naturally formed lakes, because we really don't have many naturally formed lakes. I mean, we have the Colorado River, but like we don't have any lakes.
But we also have a lot of like small lakes. Like in California, I remember they're going to like a bunch of different lakes, but like they're all small.
Yeah.
And some of them are probably man-made, but still.
Yeah, and I guess you'd have to. I'm not sure what the distinction is between like a lake, like how big does it have to be to call it a lake? I don't know.
Versus like a pond.
Right. I don't know, like what, or even like you can literally call them like there's like tanks. You can call it like Perkins Tank. That's a thing.
Oh, okay.
It's like bigger than a pond, smaller than a lake. There's all
Fond du
kinds.
Lac, Oshkosh,
Green Bay.
Yeah.
You know, there's all kinds of things like that. So yeah. So I wonder if there's one that like doesn't have a lake. Probably not, because like most of the ones that are in a region that might not are so big that they definitely would. You know?
Yeah, like Texas.
Right, like Rhode Island's tiny, but like it's on the East Coast, so like
it's also literally
so they definitely have
an ocean.
Right,
but that doesn't mean they would have a lake.
Right, but they definitely have a lake in Rhode Island. It's all like it's East Coast. It's wet all the time.
Yeah.
Versus like
I don't want to Google it. I'd rather live in a world. This is what we did. This is what people did before y'all were on your phones.
Right. Like I'm sure you could take a Rhode Island size piece of a lot of states and not have a lake in it.
Yes.
But I think that would mostly be the more like western or mid or like, you know, middle of the country states. And I think because they're all so big, they're all definitely gonna have a lake in them.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm not gonna fight you on this. This seems like
a very odd thought experiment.
Very odd thought experiment that I can't prove, but I also can't disprove. But like, you know, based on anecdotal evidence and just my current worldview, doesn't seem it seems more than likely that every state has a lake.
Yeah.
In the United States. Yeah. Now the un-United States.
Well, the divided states.
They divide along lake lines. The haves versus the have-nots. We have the Lakers versus the Ponderosas. I don't know if that would be great. I don't know what side I would pick in that war.
Lakers versus Ponderosas?
Yeah, well, actually, it was really more of a comment on Ponderosa. I feel like I could have chose a better word.
Ponderosa. In what Ponderosa?
Well, as for pond, like, because the Lakers are an actual team.
Got it.
Like, the LA, or I think they used to be in LA. I'm pretty sure they still are, right? Okay. shit moves all the time. Like the Chargers moved to San Diego. No,
Which one moved? Which one?
I don't
know.
remember.
Just Raiders moved to Las Vegas. I know
Yeah.
that was a big hullabaloo for the sports inclined.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't read the sports.
I've never been to Sporter Java.
Sporter Java, no.
No.
About the like the naming of the boats and stuff. So we have a very like land focused society
Yes.
where like to go from one place to the other, you will use a car or
Mhm.
a bus, bicycle, like a land transportation.
Yeah.
So naming a car is more of, oh, you saw it in a movie. I hate to be that bitch, but like a little bit. Because we all do it. Sometimes like movies are good and movies also are bad because like that's not how shit always is.
Yeah.
And whether it may not be intentionally, but it could be subconsciously like inspired from that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, that's why like naming a boat, like you almost expect if someone like, oh, I got a boat, it's like, oh, did you name it? Like that would be a normal question to ask. That's not out of left field. At least I would ask that because I get nervous. You wouldn't, because you wouldn't.
No.
You don't want to be friends with someone who owns a boat, let alone talk about the boat.
I mean, my parents own a boat.
Do they talk about it?
When we go on the boat,
An appropriate time to talk about the boat.
and the boat is not named
Mhm.
because it doesn't need to be because it's a boat.
That's fine. But how often do they boat? Once a year?
No, a couple times a year at
Mhm.
least.
Yeah, but they're not.
But
they're,
it's seasonal. I mean, like
Mhm.
you're not going to go out in the middle of the winter. What if you fell in? How cold? So cold.
oh no, the water's 70. Oh no.
Hey, it's colder than
Oh
that.
no, it's fucking cold.
Plus, the lake turns over, so like you don't want to get in it.
I'm,
Even if you could, you should.
it always makes me uncomfortable to swim in lakes and the ocean because like I don't want any fish like touching my toes.
I don't like any of that.
I don't want to step out and a fish is just deep throating my big toe.
I
Like,
don't
I don't want to see its eyes. I don't want to see it looking at me while it sucks my toes. It's disgusting.
There is like the double-edged sword of like if I'm like swimming in a lake, like if I look down and I can't see anything, like that's terrifying in one way because like, oh, that's scary. There could be anything down there.
Like an anglerfish.
Right.
This close to the
It
surface.
could be pressure differential.
What does a blobfish look like when you're down there?
They have pictures of it.
It's probably gnarly.
It looks pretty normal. It's not that. It's really disappointing, honestly, because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, so like that's not even like interesting.
Mm.
But the other like the worst thing than looking down and seeing nothing is looking down and seeing like especially if you're like in like Lake Pleasant
Mhm.
or
I've never felt pleasant on that lake.
or not Lake Mead
Shoehorn Bend or
or
something.
Lake Bartlett or Bartlett Lake rather. If you looked at like there's because it's a man-made lake, you know, there were all like the trees and shit down there when they just like flooded the basin. And so like you look down and there's just like disgusting, nasty like trees and like awful icky.
Yeah,
Like, ugh.
I don't.
Ugh.
mm-mm.
Ugh.
I
I don't want
will
to be. I don't want to swim. In the
I
lake.
have swam in like lakes or maybe lake's not the best word, but like bodies of water that have like super clear all the way through.
Mhm.
And I'm like, there's no fish here, or at least I can't see any, and that's fine. But if I see one,
It's on.
I'm swimming away. I'm running.
Right.
I've seen Jaws.
He'll catch you.
I've seen Piranha.
You're not built for water. They are.
I've seen Sharknado. Surprisingly good movie for being
Awesome.
as bad as it is.
Did you go with us to see that stupid shark movie? It was in the 3D or whatever, and then like the eventual like reveal of the movie because like it's like college kids who like go on some trip.
This is every shark movie.
Yes, they go on some trip to like a house that's like on a lake or a river or something. I don't fucking remember. And like they get attacked by sharks, and it's like that's not possible. Like how are we getting attacked by sharks? Like
Mhm.
inland, you know, in
Yeah.
like a river or whatever. And it's
It's
literally
because they have little baby legs that they get up and walk around on.
no, it's literally because like these like evil guys like are releasing sharks into the water on purpose, knowing that they're there to like prey on them so that they can like film, and it turns out that like they're filming them getting like attacked by the sharks like to like sell the videos online like for Shark Week. And it's like, and the one thing that I remember most of all from it is one of the guys has his arm bitten off by a shark, and then in order to like then later in the movie try to show him like without an arm, he's wearing a sweatshirt, and he obviously just has his arm inside the sweatshirt.
Because it's not like they like banded it to him or anything, so that
Right.
like,
and they didn't like green screen his arm away. He literally just has his arm like this, but inside the sweatshirt.
so you can see like the elbow.
No.
Oh no, like poking from the side of it.
It's
like you could tell that it's still like his arm's there.
Yeah, you can look at the human body and see like, okay, like this is how big the torso would be, but there's just a arm-sized mass under the jacket that's right here that also sometimes moves.
Oh yeah, because he's you know,
because he's literally walking, so warm. It's like, you know,
they're doing their best.
It's so bad, and I'm like, this was like an actual like movie, and I don't know why the fuck I went to go see it.
Yeah, no, I didn't
went to go see it. I know she was there. I couldn't remember if you were.
No.
I don't know what it's called. It's not good. Don't look it up.
You don't want to know a good movie about a bunch of college kids going somewhere they shouldn't be?
Cabin in the Woods.
Yes, Cabin in the Woods is
seminal
phenomenal.
Classic.
Yeah, genuinely.
I mean, I truly love that movie.
Yeah, because we always say seminal classic, like, you know, about dog shit, you know, about Cadet Kelly.
I don't like the frequency with which she says the word maggot.
Mm-hmm.
And the intonation is like, it's not it.
No, it's...
I mean, it's it.
I feel like it was dubbed.
Disney went, we gotta work this a little bit.
Was that filmed before or after the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell? Because I'm very curious if there was like an editing. We got a blurb. The military said we got a blurb.
Christy Carlson Romano needs to get back in the booth for some overdubbing.
Oh my god! But the no, like Cabin in the Woods is such a fucking good movie. I remember like reading about it and people are like, oh yeah, it's like one of the best. Because I had started watching it at one point just out of like curiosity, and I'm like, this seems kind of dumb. Like it just seems like they're all being like really bad stereotypes and whatnot. Not realizing that if I just would have like go in that like it's a horror movie, still a horror movie, but like definitely like
horror comedy. Yeah,
like and turning it on its own head. A similar vein of that. That I've talked about it before, at least to you, is it was something that my dad and I watched one time he was like, have you seen this? And I'm like, no. He goes, oh, it's so funny. And I'm like, I love my father. But my dad is recovering from a heart attack. Doesn't explain what he was doing the last 5 years. But, you know, various injuries and stuff. He's just home all the time. So, like, my dad's seen every movie. Jungle Cruise, he watched it. It was some dude's, like, shaky cam from recording it in the theater, but he's seen it. And I'm like, you got it, Dad. You tell me what's good. I watched Fast and Furious with him, and he said, what the fuck is this space car thing? And I'm like, Dad, it's cool. Don't worry about it. We love Fast and Furious 9. Anyway. Or 8. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was Fast 9. There's so many of those fucking movies. Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's a comedy, but like it is like bloody, like, you know, it's scary, and like it is, without like going into like spoiling the movie, the core premise that you figure out within the first 15 minutes is that like there's all these college kids that are like the most stereotypical like college group. Like they're going out to the fucking like cabin in the woods for their like parties, spring break, whatever weekend bullshit, and like they're at that little general store and Tucker and Dale are there. We don't know that they're Tucker and Dale yet. But, you know, they look kind of intimidating as these hillbillies. Yeah. And, like, it turns out that, like, Dale is just, like, he's holding, like, a scythe. And he's like, oh, I should probably go tell her. Like, she's really cute. And he's like, why don't you go talk to her, man? Like, just the two guys. And so he, like, walks up with a fucking scythe, like, and, like, looking like a cornbread killer, you know, Kenny's alias.
God. That's when he plays
when he plays Dead by Daylight.
Yes.
Yeah, the cornbread killer. I gotta say that next time we play, because absolutely, that's headcanon accepted. But it's just like they're just two nice guys who like it's I forget how they just bought the cabin or something, and they go to fix it up, and it's like clearly like a murderer used to live in it or something, and like shit's fucked up, like they gotta fix stuff, like something will come down and there's just nails, and they're like, oh, this is crazy. And like the way the plot starts moving is like the one girl like slips while they're all swimming, and like since he was out on the lake like fishing, he like saw her, like it was like she hit her head and she's gonna drown, but like she was also, they were like skinny dipping more or less. And so like they think he's like a creeper and that he like took her, when it was like, no, like I put you in some clothes, like I didn't look or anything, like, you know, you were hurt, we'll get you back to your friends.
Mm-hmm.
They think that like they're all murderers, so they start going to fight, and then they start dying.
Yeah.
And like my favorite line in the entire movie is when he calls the police. He's like, these kids just keep coming and killing themselves on our land, and we don't know what to do. And like it progresses from there, and like there's some real like good shit, but of like movies that are enjoyable that I would also like risk saying you should watch it. I try to keep that list very tight so that it gives the list more, you know, confidence and staying power.
Yeah.
That is a movie that I'm like, that's good. That like,
yeah,
maybe I'll do like a Discord watch night or something.
Yeah. I've seen parts of that movie actually, but
yeah, it's funny. I like it. It's not as funny as Lord of the Rings though.
But then what is?
Anything else. That's not a funny movie.
No.
Any of them aren't.
No.
It's not really an exciting movie.
Some of them are.
Sometimes.
There's exciting parts.
Mm-hmm. Like anything with the Ents. Oh man, I could just watch a movie that's just the Ents. I feel like not everyone loves the Ents.
I love the scene where they like fucking kick ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fight scene with the Ents, sick as hell. Everything leading up to that, I'm good. I'm bored. I'm bored as hell.
You didn't like it when they're like, we're just finishing saying hello.
I appreciate it because I'm like, that's funny.
Mm-hmm. That's comedy.
I like her kind of comedy.
I like the cut of that jib.
I was like, okay, that's good. Like, but then like
this joke, barking up the right tree.
But then they like committed to the bit and like actually made it really take a long time.
I mean, that's what he did though. When he wrote the books, he did that.
Oh, I know. I read The Two Towers and then like I got almost all the way through the fucking Ent shit. And I literally gave up right before the part where they actually go and like tear shit up. And I was like, fuck. I didn't find out till afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized like I was almost there.
I could have just pushed through.
But it was so hard because that book was so fucking boring. And I'm like, I love the movies.
Books have no reason. They have no right being boring.
There was a, it was some online, it was a tweet, Tumblr, I don't know what the fuck it was.
You were on Pottermore.com on the message boards. That's where I spend my free time.
My sister sent it to me, so that's why I don't know where it was from.
She absolutely was on Pottermore.
Oh so. Yeah. No, and it
her Ravenclaw as
it was talking about how like in classical novels, I can't remember exactly how it was phrased, but it was like in classical novels they'll literally kill off a main character in one sentence but then take 3 pages to describe a street lamp.
Yes.
And I'm like,
yeah,
Lord of the Rings is right there.
Absolutely.
Lord of the Rings is in this picture and does not like it.
I don't think they care as long as they're making money.
I don't think Tolkien cared. Well, and there are other books where it's like it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically everything Charles Dickens wrote, he literally was being paid by the word or by the page. I can't remember.
Like author of Moby Dick, right? I forget who wrote that. Was that that wasn't Charles Dickens?
That wasn't Dickens. Oh fuck, who was that? I can't remember.
But you know, yeah, it was the same thing where it was being published weekly. So
yeah, a lot of them were serialized books. So like, it behooved them to continue the story. So it's like I get it. Like functionally, I understand why it happened. Doesn't make it good, but like I get it.
As a whole, it's good.
Right. As it's a good concept, and I'm like, I would love this if you cut out all the shit that doesn't fucking matter. Which is why a lot of them like actually like adapt fairly well to film, even though they don't necessarily like, you know, because like a lot of that.
Because there's not much content.
Well, because a lot of that gets cut out because it has to. Like, you know, the character's not going to sit on screen explaining a street lamp. The street lamp is just there in the shot.
Soliloquy.
So you're done. You know. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, like I will say, like as a like, because I hate that kind of stuff in books where like, oh fuck, this part's just like slogging, and like obviously everyone's got their own like barometer for when something is boring or not. But like fucking Brandon Sanderson with the Cosmere books and like the Stormlight Archive, like in my opinion nothing is boring. Like every single word is very like purposeful. Like he doesn't really do anything, like nothing's there to take up space. It's if something is said or mentioned, it is of value. And a lot of that, like describing the scenery and stuff, it's never like he's setting the scene. It's a character is like, you know, in deep thought, and then like, you know, while they're thinking about this other thing, are like watching this, you know, looking at the market, and then it describes the market, but like we have a reason to be doing it. Whereas a lot of times, like books, they're just like, the market was a was a bustle of this, and it's like, no, like dialogue, make it like, you know, make everyone else. The only concern, or not concern, but the only like, I've only talked with like 1 or 2 people about the books, so it's not a great like sample size. But my boy Lauren, he's like, I can't stand Shallan, and I'm like, you can't stand Shallan? She's got some of the coolest parts, because all of the artwork that's in the books are almost all of it are her sketches technically. And I forget, like there's a real artist that does all of it, but it's like really really well done. Like in like literally like in the beginning of the table of contents, there's also a list for all the pages that have like pictures or diagrams and stuff, and it's like, be warned, if you go look for these first, like you could be spoiled.
Spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, different
jumping
stuff.
ahead into the book.
Exactly. But like, you know, just because like her stuff's a lot of like inner turmoil, like personality stuff that happens and continues to happen, and it feels like it should resolve, and then it doesn't. But then like Kaladin's our sad boy that we love, and like he gets depressed, and then he gets over it, but then in the next book he's depressed again. And I was reading online, and like there's quite a few comments, and Lauren was talking about, he's like, yeah, a lot of people kind of get like mad that like, why is he depressed again? And I'm like, but that's
depression.
That's very realistic, like, because he still hasn't like found the core of it yet.
Right. He has addressed a symptom.
Like in this parfait, he's eaten the
onion at the bottom.
Onion. Yeah, he hasn't gotten to the onion, which then also has layers. But like,
when the party was over and all his friends had gone, Eeyore was still sad.
Well, Eeyore needs to just fucking like smoke a blunt and chill out, my guy.
I mean, like, you know, he's got to be on some good shit in order to like be totally cool with
Yo,
them.
you
like,
got those
nailing
benzos?
his tail back in, and he doesn't even think twice about it. It's like he's on something.
No, I think when they stick it in, that's the only time he feels.
He keeps pulling it out.
Is Eeyore a masochist?
I don't think so, because I don't think he feels pain from it.
Eeyore doesn't feel pain
from that. Well, he's a stuffed animal. They all are.
You're right.
Although some of them lean more into that than others. Like Pooh definitely leans into it a lot, especially in the earlier stuff where like his stomach literally blows open, and he's like, "Oh, my stuffing," and like, "Oh, fluff and stuff."
But
and,
like Rabbit
puts it back in. Rabbit, like you never really like get the vibe that he's like a stuffed animal. Eeyore, the only thing about him is like the tail.
Yeah, because
they really like
it falls off.
Yeah, they really also, like sort of like let that part of it go as like
Christopher Robin really out here just giving Eeyore depression.
Yeah.
We're not gonna. Maybe it's because it's like his own like childhood psyche being like represented. I don't think that was maybe the intention originally, but like
it's characterization, you know.
I've been meaning to watch that they did like a live action Winnie the Pooh movie.
Oh.
Yeah, where it's just a man. No, it's not a man in a bear suit. No, like where like Christopher Robin like is real, and like it's like Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
But
yeah, we all call him Pooh, but like that's what he is. He's Winnie the Pooh. So I'm like, so isn't his real name Winnie? Would that be like me just calling you like human?
Yeah. Well,
that seems a bit demeaning.
Actually, that's one of the nicer things you called me.
Wow.
Fucking bitch. I apologize for derailing for a moment, but when I went to go look up to show you a picture of what Pooh looks like in this.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like it's been like 5 years now. It was like 2016-ish.
Yeah. Oh, it's Ewan McGregor is playing Christopher Robin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I just love him.
He's good.
Every mom loves him.
I loved him in that Star Wars movie. I thought he was good when he had the little rat tail.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like Phantom Menace.
I do too. I don't have a listen. You're in a safe space here when you're talking about
unpopular Star Wars movies. I think the original trilogy is boring as shit. You can fight me on that, but like I don't have a strong opinion about it. Star Wars is just kind of cool in general. Mandalorian's cool.
I have no interest in rewatching any Star Wars movie point blank period, except maybe Rogue One. The original trilogy, like I think it is cool.
By the Nissan Rogue.
Yes, I think it's cool, and like I appreciate the actual like story itself. I don't want to rewatch any of them.
Yeah.
And like the graphics are pretty good, all things considered. But like, I like the modern graphics of the.
Why would I watch A New Hope when I could just watch the one with Rey in it? It's the same movie.
I actually really liked The Last Jedi.
Yes, we talked about this.
But it was in the episode that was lost the audio.
Fuck, it was. We did talk all about this. It had the best of visuals.
We didn't talk about it much because we
can talk about it
because we said like if we're gonna talk about it, we gotta like we need more time for it.
Yeah, which is perfect. Like
I thought it was good.
Yeah,
I thought it was really good.
What was her? What was?
Is
it Clara Dune was the actress?
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern.
Yeah,
she was great.
She was great.
She looked phenomenal, and then like also like.
The punch in it,
like the shot, like I would argue that was the best looking movie because like
yeah,
I'm over the lasers in space thing. I'm done because technically I don't want to hear any of that pew 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 pew.
Right,
sound is a vacuum.
Sound is a vacuum.
Like yeah, from the dumpster.
Space. It works surprisingly well.
Yeah. Well, she then said, "Yeah, I wanted to give you anxiety, but then top it off with a surprise," and I'm like. My sister and I are related.
That's mental warfare.
I do this shit to everybody all the time. And then she's out here going, well, I'm going to do it to you. And I'm like, you've wounded me.
I didn't think this could come back to me.
What have I done to earn your ire? fully unaware of the hypocrisy.
The behavior that has led you to this spot.
There are two wolves inside of me. They're both wolves. Yeah. I don't know why I'm looking it up now. I don't care. I'm over it.
Yeah.
No, I think what was the first one? It was The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I thought that one was shit.
That one was fine, but it was very boring.
It's just boring. It felt like A New Hope for this generation, which is fine.
I believe was the intent too.
Which I get, because like A New Hope was like, you know, obviously runaway success. Mm-hmm. And like, so I get it, but I'm also like, I felt like I literally was basically watching a reboot of A New Hope. And I thought A New Hope was like, fine but not that great, and I'd already seen it, so I was like, oh okay, here we go again.
I think the reason why I like that movie so much is not because of the content of the movie.
Which movie?
That was you.
That was me. That was me doing too.
Of The Force Awakens is because like Daisy Ridley is gorgeous, and I think that like with like Rey looks really good, mm-hmm. and like looks like a unique character, mm-hmm. because of the hair loops.
Yes.
And I like that she like, you know, came from nothing or whatever, you know, kind of interesting. And also Brandon and I saw it at one of those dine-in theaters, mm-hmm. where we got to have food sent to us throughout the movie. And I think that's why I liked that movie, was because I got to enjoy food while I ate it.
Yeah.
Not for the content of the film.
That's fair.
Because it did feel like came in, I'm like, that's just A New Hope, but I guess like,
I mean, like there were things I liked about it.
There was too much fan service. Yes,
like it looked great. Like,
but I guess I'm not that diehard of a fan that would have been like, you know, creaming my jorts over it. So
I don't. Fan service usually just like it so often is overdone and it annoys me. Like in Star Trek, for example. Like obviously, like Star Trek is something I'm more familiar with than Star Wars. And like whenever they make a new movie, like there have been
You're
ones
looking for travel, not for conflict.
Well, there have been ones that like really like lean hard into like fan service and like all the references, and I'm like, I get it, but like, can we just get a movie that like lives on its own? Like, if all you do is like chum on nostalgia, then like you're not gonna get anyone new.
It's just a remake,
right? Like, your audience is never gonna expand if you like literally just keep remaking the same fucking thing over and over again, mm-hmm. and it's so chock full of like old school references that feel out of place to a viewer who's never seen it. They're like, why would you have that like random aside or that like shot of that like random stupid thing? Like, mm-hmm. I don't get it. Like this movie, like it's like weirdly paced, and it's like it's so that they could fit in a billion references that don't live on their own.
But that brings up an interesting point of like, why not try something new instead of just sticking with what works? And it's like, you might realize that a lot of people like the new direction, but there's that fear that a large portion also won't, right. Like Deep Space Nine. You know, right. You talked about like, of all, like all I've watched of Star Trek is I've seen the beginning of the one with Chris Pine, mm-hmm. Like I've seen him like pass the Kobayashi Maru like 4 times. I think I've tried to watch that movie 4 times, and I don't remember anything that happens after that test part.
Yeah.
Which is why I think I know the name and I can pronounce it correctly all the time.
Yeah.
At a moment's notice. It's Kobayashi Maru.
Yes.
That you can't win, except if you cheat.
Yes.
Which he still should have gotten points for figuring out how to cheat.
Well, depending on the universe, he does.
Oh.
Like in the Prime universe, he did. He was like rewarded for it and given kind of a, hey, don't do that. But like, congratulations on the ingenuity. Well done.
Yeah.
In the reboot, it was they played a little bit harsher of like, no, like you fucked this up because they made it Spock be the one. They were just trying to like invent conflict between Spock and Kirk, which worked. I don't think it was bad because like if you break the rules, like you should get in trouble. Because like also it's not just that he was like exploiting like
how did he cheat? So I guess maybe I misunderstood that. Like
yeah, so it's not that he like figured it out like in some sort of like logic puzzle way. He
like
literally hacked it.
Oh,
like he literally like hacked the test and like made it so that not that he like created a solution for himself. He hacked the exam and made it so his ship was overpowered and he just destroyed the Klingons. Like so he didn't actually like use any sort of like
he just said
smarts.
He put /God mode and then went there's no problem.
He slept with one of the proctors basically of the exam, someone who like works in that thing, and then like use that connection to be like, hey, by the way, can you like, I can't remember how exactly he does it. He's like, can you like call me or something like at this time? And so she does, and that like opens up the comm link that lets him like hack the test while he's in it. And then he just like, you know, fucks up the test. So it's like
they can tell.
Right, and they immediately know he hacked it. And so it's like he didn't like in like extended.
See, that
like,
makes more sense as to like why he cheated.
Right.
Because I didn't understand that. And maybe that's explored in the movie and I just like didn't pay attention closely enough. It was very boring at first.
It is. In other lore, there have been other people who have like beat the Kobayashi Maru in ways of like stalemating it or like making it like just do things that it wasn't supposed to.
No win. Like by creative loopholes or whatever.
Right. That are like actual signs of ingenuity, not cheating. Like one of the people who like beat it technically is so like the premise, very brief premise of the Kobayashi Maru.
I'm totally fine with it just being this for the time being.
Yeah, the premise of the Kobayashi Maru is that there is a ship, a civilian ship called the Kobayashi Maru.
This is not an Enterprise style ship.
No, it's a little civilian ship, no defenses. It is on the wrong side of enemy territory.
Why?
We don't know. They update it. It's putting out a distress call. We don't know any details.
They could have been a worm. It doesn't matter why it's there. It's like if this situation occurs, what do you do?
Right. Okay, well, and that's the whole point is that like you don't know why it's there. And so like that comes into play with some of the people who like beat it. So basically like there's a civilian ship that is behind enemy lines and like the enemy changes over time, you know, like they'll update it like it's the Klingons in Kirk's time and then like later it's like, oh, now it's the Romulans, so now it's on the wrong side of the neutral zone. Yeah. There's a civilian ship, it's putting out a distress call. You are supposed to go to it. You go to it, that is part of the test, and then once you arrive there, three enemy ships that wildly outclass your vessel appear, and the Kobayashi Maru, your transporters are down, so you can't get the people off. You can't go to warp if you you can't go to warp if you like tractor it.
I board the ship and I just start jerking.
Like you can't, like the whole thing is that like you have to choose either to stay and fight the enemy ships and die in defense of the Kobayashi Maru, trying to like get them out.
So you're not on the Kobayashi Maru.
No, you are on a separate ship. Or you have to leave the Kobayashi Maru behind and escape and acknowledge that you just basically like
doomed those people
to die.
You could have had the next Aaron Carter on that ship.
Could have been.
Who's going to sing Candy if not Aaron Carter?
No one. Except, the original recording artist.
That's been lost to time at this point during the Kobayashi Maru.
Of course. So that's the premise, is that it's an impossible choice that you have to make. Do you save your crew or do you save save. Potentially, you didn't even save them because like the Kobayashi Maru would then probably just be next in line.
I would say logically, like without taking human emotion into it, a Klingon, so to speak. I think that's right. Like a Klingon wouldn't. A Vulcan.
What
A
where we're
Vulcan.
going?
Okay, a Vulcan who's analytical, no
Right.
humanity, would go, we're just going to leave because if we try to help them, we'll all die, and like we're important.
Yeah, and there's fewer people on the. A big thing with Vulcans.
Do you know
is,
who's on that ship? Are you able to find that out?
No, you just know it's a civilian crew and it's a small ship. So there could
have been like a fucking alien on there.
Well, there's a Vulcan adage that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. So a Vulcan would conventionally look at that and go, there's more people on my ship. I can't save these people. We should leave and save as many people as we can, namely our own crew. A Klingon, say, would probably be like, I'm going to die in battle because that's the honorable thing to do.
Yeah,
so
like what better way to go than like either I will come out of this a hero or I will die a legend.
Yes. So like a Klingon would fight it. But the whole premise is that neither answer is wrong. It's just...
What about the people with the weird, like, smushed ears, sharp teeth, and they always talk about money?
So that's the Ferengi.
The Ferengi, the rules of the Ferengi, right?
The rules of acquisition.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
so,
rules of acquisition. How do they view it?
So the very first... So, like, Ferengi traditionally aren't in the Federation. They have no interest in it. On Deep Space Nine, there's a character named Nog, who is...
We stand Nog.
Yes.
Oh, R.I.P., right?
Yes.
Didn't he pass before
passed.
the documentary finished?
Yeah.
We did see him in it, right? I think.
Yes, they had done some filming of him.
Oh, that's so cool.
So Nog goes to Starfleet Academy. He's the first Ferengi to go to Starfleet Academy, and so he actually beats the test because what he does is, so like, he's a Ferengi, so like they're all about commerce, negotiation, trade, acquisition. So he manages to like open a comm channel with the enemy. And
did they plan that? Like, do they even have that like as a possibility, or is it like one of those where no one's ever asked?
No one's ever asked. So like, but it's an immersive holographic like test. So like
responsive
at first it
AI.
like, yeah. And so basically he ends up getting into like a commerce trade situation with the enemy that gets so complicated that the program shuts down.
Oh.
And so he beats it that way.
Yeah, I mean, it literally couldn't keep up with him.
Yeah. So he's a person who actually like beat it with ingenuity rather than like cheating. Another person is like there's a character named Mackenzie Calhoun who
what a good name.
I know. He's not human. I can't remember what race he is.
Okay. I always think Mackenzie, I think it's a girl's name. But
No, it's okay.
I think I've only met one Mackenzie who was a girl in real life, and every other time it's been men.
Well,
which is just interesting.
His actual name, because he is an alien, his actual name is like M''KNZY or something, like McKinsey or something. And then like he like gets I think he was like adopted by humans at some point.
So it's like localized.
And the human did it to Mackenzie.
Got it.
And then he took on the last name Calhoun.
So that was a choice.
Yeah. He has like, you know, not really human morals per se. Some would say. So like his thing is like as soon as he arrives and like, you know, the Kobayashi Maru hails him and everything, he has his ship jump right next to them, and then he just immediately destroys the Kobayashi Maru. And his explanation for why he did that is that like from like reviewing all the sense data or whatever, there's like no reason why a civilian ship would or could be there. So this clearly is a plot and it's a trap. So he beat it in that sense in a different way.
Because you can't really win, right?
Right. The whole premise is you're not supposed to be able to win. You have to...
You're not judged on the outcome.
You have... Right. You are judged on the fact that you had to make a choice. You have to be presented with the fact that as a commander of a ship, you are potentially going to face a situation that has no right answer. And you just have to acknowledge that like there are no win scenarios where like someone's going to die.
Yeah.
It's going to be you. It's going to be them. It's going to be somebody. Because like that's part of command.
Somebody out here fucking dying.
Somebody going to die. And so that's also part of why Kirk got shit, is because it's like you literally just like cheated to make it so that you could win, and you're not acknowledging
by doing the most rootin' tootin' American thing, because isn't he from Iowa?
Yes.
So he's like, I'm just gonna blast him.
Right.
It's like, but your ship is not equipped. That's
Right.
the whole point.
And you will run into a situation at some point in your career where you
No,
can't.
he'll just pick up a
hack
rock
the
that
system.
clearly he's able to lift because of his super strength and also gravity, and not because it's hollow.
Foam.
And then,
Yeah. So that's.
but I'm not going to drag the 60s for being the 60s.
I mean, you can, because there was like much better stuff in the 60s.
I mean, I don't know why. Like, oh my, like the stereotypical way. Why was that a thing?
I hate original series. I appreciate
Yeah.
it for what it started, but I find it unwatchable.
Yeah.
I think it's
people
bad.
need to stop simping for the past and start trying something new.
Yes. I'm so anyway. Like, I love the reboot, but I was so mad when they were like that it was going to be a reboot, not the premise of a reboot of Star Trek. I'm totally cool with
But
that.
it was original series reboot.
Yeah, with the same fucking characters. I'm like, I'm so sick of them. And then the way they made them, they basically made them completely new characters, which is great, which is why I actually like it. But I'm like, then you should have just made new characters. Do this. You should have just made new characters. But it was just, I get it. It made money. It got people in seats.
That's what people do. Yeah.
Because people who like wanted to see them again were excited.
Mm-hmm.
People who thought it was going to be shit went to go see it, hoping they'd hate it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it got people in the seats. I get it. But I'm like, stupid.
No, yeah. I mean, it's like this shit with with Star Wars, like with the Last Jedi, where Star Wars fans that I know that are like Star Wars fans did not like the movie.
Yeah.
Or, God, why do we got to have all this like whiny, sad shit? And I'm like, this was a cool movie. I didn't mind. I mean, the casino plot was entirely unnecessary, I will say, because it didn't ultimately matter. But what does matter is that they tried.
I liked that it didn't work.
Yes, that too. That was a great part.
Like, to me, that was the point. Was it like
they at least tried?
They tried all this stuff and it didn't fucking work. Like, and people were like, "Well, then what the hell was the point?" I was like, "That was the point. Is that your plans don't always fucking work."
Yeah, like maybe Poe needs to just fucking sit down. Like when they're like, because we're like, "Oh man, why is plucky Poe?" No, Poe, you go do whatever you need to. You know, like, you're a renegade. You're the new Han Solo. You know what? You got a plan. Ignore them. Do it. And it's like, if you would have fucking shut up and listened and just obeyed orders, like, which I guess is, we're saying we should listen to the government now. But,
so you're telling people to sit down and shut up and do as they're told.
You're right.
Oh. No, but I mean, like, I thought it was good. I fully understand anyone who gets mad at the idea of like that there are certainly like some, almost world-breaking implications of like the jump to hyperspace thing, like being able to like destroy everything. It's like, well, then why wouldn't they do that all the time? Like, I understand, like,
because they were stupid and George Lucas isn't that smart.
Like, I understand people being mad about those aspects, and like I get that. I
never even thought to do that. And then that scene happened, and I like almost shit myself. It was the coolest fucking thing I'd seen up to that point.
Yeah, because it looked fucking sick.
And it was silent.
Yeah. Like, it was really fucking cool. And I liked that in that movie, it like was taking stuff in a new direction. It was nothing like, and well, I shouldn't say nothing like. I don't think it was like Empire Strikes Back. It didn't feel like, okay, we're retreading now episode, the next part of this series. It finally felt like it was making its own direction.
Worry. Ryan Johnson made sure to no, was it Ryan Johnson?
Yes,
because he
took over after J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, no, but J.J. Abrams, when he got it back for the third one, was like, let's make it back to the trilogy. That's what it was.
Because it got fucking canned.
Yeah,
like by critics and by the audience. They were like, this is a shit movie. I was like, no, it's not. And it's actually fucking interesting.
It's different.
And I
love when Benicio del Toro plays Benicio del Toro, though. Yeah, I do love him, though. He's great. But like, they do typecast the shit out of him.
Oh yeah. I also think it was like so important and would have been so good if Rey literally was from nothing. Yes. And that actually was the point. Like, shouldn't that be the thing you're trying to like push in your morality play?
I'm tired of the Skywalkers.
Yes.
They're boring.
And now the Palpatines. I'm like, what is the good of,
because that's what it was set up to be in the first one, and then the second movie like reiterated that.
Yes,
but apparently
it like doubled down.
JJ was like, whoa, that's not what I had planned. It's like, then why did you set that up?
Because people didn't like it. Because everyone was like, well, she can't be no one. She must be like, you know, Obi-Wan's daughter or something. Like, they were trying to come up with anything to be like, she has to be someone. I'm like, why can't she be no one? That's cool. Yeah. The idea that someone who comes from literally fucking like backwater Jakku, like nothing, can be the most powerful person in the universe now.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Did you see the last movie?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't.
Okay.
I'm surprisingly.
Yeah.
As someone who watches movies, I haven't gotten around to seeing it.
Yeah.
But I do know the very ending where, spoilers for a movie that's been out for a few years, and if you would have watched it, you would have watched it, where she chooses the name Skywalker.
Yes.
I don't think that would have been, like, because as soon as I read that, I'm like, so she's a Palpatine and a Skywalker. Great. Cool. So fucking cool. Because like I basically know the plot of the movie because I read the Wikipedia and I've heard enough bullshit about it.
Yeah.
I will argue, should watch it.
The visuals are good.
I kind of want to watch it just so that like I've now seen it. Because like it was like Halloween a few years ago. Oh yeah, it would have been 2019. Tyler and I went to it was around Halloween. We went to a wedding. In 2019, and then I don't remember whose wedding it was. I don't think it was Brandon and Taylor's.
That was not.
No. Jason and Jessica's. It wasn't. There was another.
Oh,
your sister's wedding, I think.
Oh, okay.
We went to my friend James, Big James, that I used to live with. We went to his house because he like had messaged me and said I'm having like my Halloween party. So we show up like dressed for a wedding, which was great because there was people dressed as Vikings, people dressed as like monsters, and then just regular people. So like we fit in.
Yeah.
And this one guy was like, because the movie had just come out like less than a week ago or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude is crying at this dinner table, drunk, talking to me about how amazing this movie was and how perfect it was as a diehard Star Wars fan. And that like everything. And I'm like, y'all are saying that these are good movies. Meanwhile, are we just ignoring the fact that Leia just like force yoinked herself in the like?
It was so good.
They have all of the money. They have all of the money they could ever want. The mouse will come more money for them. And what do? And she just clearly like in wires, just the worst thing. It was stupid. And I understand it's like, well, it's because like she was always force sensitive. It's like, okay. Why do we still need her? Like, no hate on Carrie Fisher, but like, it was wholly unnecessary to have any alive Skywalkers in those movies. The fact that they killed Han in the first one of the most recent trilogy, I was like, this series might do something a little different.
Yeah.
Like, this will be interesting to explore. Never explored.
And then it wasn't.
No.
Yeah.
Although I will say, I did not like the beginning of The Last Jedi when Luke is like,
yeah,
and played for laughs. And it's not Mark Hamill's fault because he read the script. He did exactly what they wanted to do, and he did it well. It just wasn't good.
It didn't feel right.
No, none of it felt right. Like, well, but that's the subversion, which is the only thing of like Ryan Johnson, right? Yeah, Ryan Johnson that like. Or whatever, Rain.
I think that's his name. I
don't know. I know it's like Rain, right? Or Ryan.
I think it's Ryan.
I think it's like RIAN. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, like they did something like I was like, this is a bit because the whole movie was like a subversion.
Yeah.
For the last,
which Jedi. I liked in some ways, but it
overall it's good. But like I will say there was a bit of that like just.
I was just bored of that plot. Every time it would go back to that fucking planet, I was like, can we just go back to doing something else?
Like nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Like, can we hang out with Finn? Finn's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I liked Rose too.
I liked Rose. They were a little too fucking heavy-handed with the I can't. Well, maybe they weren't heavy-handed enough because I can't remember it. But there was a phrase that they would not stop fucking saying in like a billion different ways.
Like love is like the strongest
the
thing.
Love,
or
like
hope.
Hope. I think it was hope because like
you can't lose hope.
No, actually, I think it was love because I think that was weird because I was like, it would make more sense if it was some like hope, like, you know, like you got to keep like a certain amount of that or whatever. But yeah, I think it was love, because it was really like love trumps hate kind of thing. And I was like, that doesn't really line up with this aspect of the film, though.
My whole thing, because like she in line with that, in the same vein, is like the actress for Rose. Like she got a lot of fucking hate, and I'm like, that was not deserved.
No,
I do think it was wrong for them to put like that theme was only on her character.
Yeah,
so that's why people hate her. It's like, no, if they could have just had literally one or two other characters actually like also say that, so that like the theme is throughout the movie, that would have been a lot better.
Or also just show the theme, don't tell it.
I really they shouldn't have killed her sister right away. We should have at least been able to have like a scene or two with the sister before, but like
I didn't mind that, because like I don't know, I didn't mind that.
Well, they had to go ahead and kill characters that didn't matter so that we had more time for the old reliables,
right? Which
is what it felt like, and it's like exhausting. Kylo Ren's great though.
Yeah,
no complaints. Like when he's wide and shirtless.
Yeah.
I don't remember how he actually looks in the movie in that scene, because I can only think of all the memes where we just make him really wide.
Yeah.
Like all of his stuff. Like I don't like that they're connected through dumb blood shit.
Right.
It made more sense that like, no, like there's just something different. And I really thought they were going to go the gray Jedi route. I thought that would have been so cool.
Yeah.
Of like, no, like, I'm like, are they going to make her embrace the dark side? Or at least like, you know, it's going to be, she's going to become more neutral. He's become more neutral, because there always needs to be a balance. But what if there was a third option?
Mm-hmm. I thought there was just like really cool opportunities with that movie that then got completely fucking obliterated.
Yeah, much like the ship.
By that last one, except it looked a lot less cool when they did it. Yeah. I mean, the last one, like I said, visuals are great. It still is visually impressive and cool, but like I have no desire to watch it again. But in fairness, I also have no desire to watch The Last Jedi again, even though I like that one.
Fair. Yeah.
So,
quarter Porsche. That was a great part. You know what? One of the greatest scenes in cinema is the market with the nasty fly guy in Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
When they're trying to buy the child.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What? It's Wa something.
Watts.
Wad? Waldo? What?
It's not Waldo.
No. It's something with Wa. Or I'm completely wrong.
What is it?
The nasty slave owner bug dude.
Phantom Menace characters.
Waluigi.
There's 47 more. Jar Jar Binks was great. I loved him. Watto.
Yeah. There you go.
Who looked like a busted Alf.
So Alf.
Yeah.
He looked like a blue Alf.
Yeah. Alf's brother, Watto.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't
want to be angry Watto.
I don't want to be angry Watto. But, all right. Well, I think
time to go.
Oh, yeah. So to address one of the questions that we had gotten before,
the controversy.
Yeah, well, if you want to talk about like the baked goods versus prepackaged foods, I figured we'd do that, and then we'll go into the prompt.
Yeah. So we answered this question in the lost episode, basically. But someone, sorry, I don't remember your name, had asked how we felt about having like home baked goods sent to us for like health, safety concerns, all that, and everything. We're only good with like prepackaged things being sent to us. It's just safer, better that way. So
not like against any one person or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like, because I was like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But I'm like, well,
it can become a big
what
deal.
If there's razor blades?
Right.
That could be concerning. But also just like in general. And was last week the episode where we made the joke about the A word?
Yes.
Oh, damn. It was good too.
It was good.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So yeah, just prepackaged things, please. Appreciate the thought, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. You going off?
I don't know why all of a sudden I got all my Patreon updates.
My phone I'll like get like an alert from like Streamlabs, and then as soon as I like go to look at it, and then like I'll get an email. But only when I look at it do I get an email. And
I think some apps are set up so that like there's like non-intrusive notifications, so like they won't like notify you until you like activate the screen, and then it goes, oh, okay, we're awake, good, and it pushes you all the notifications.
And I'm like,
but I don't know where that setting is or what, because like my email, like my personal email is the same way, but like my work email is not. Like I get pings for like my work emails, but my personal emails, they don't happen.
Wait, you have Outlook on your phone? Oh,
work, yeah, channel work.
Oh,
no, I don't have work. Oh, I should, but I'm just like,
no. I drew a line. We don't got to talk about it here.
Yeah,
we both know. Yeah, like,
oh yeah,
I called you and I'm like, are you feeling the same? And you're like, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not good with this. Anyway,
so this segment isn't really question time.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think this might be the only time where we can say the title of the section and actually answer it.
Okay.
Because we did ask we asked a question.
We did. That's true.
So it's
question time. Question time.
What was it?
Well, time to find out.
Last week, you didn't hear it, but we made a community post.
We asked for it.
We asked for it. Which, in all fairness, due to it being a community post, I'm not sure that all thousands of you
got less engagement,
which is okay.
That's all right.
I was like, you know what? That means that we're not going to get too many, but also it'll help build hype. We said it. We said the name. But we're not going to do this necessarily. I mean, maybe it depends. Like some weeks we'll do it, some weeks we won't.
Yeah.
We'll just play it fast and loose. But last week
like
we asked
pussy.
you. You keep your pussy fast and loose?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's great for you. I'm not judgmental. I don't know what to do with this information. Remember it. Keep it in mind.
This will be a special tool for later.
When I go to remove from my inventory, it's like, are you sure you want to do this? This could be used later. Cannot remove key quest items. Why is your...
I get uncomfortable in Destiny when like I click something and it's like, it's safe to discard this. I'm like
that old toothbrush.
I'm like,
they have never made any of those things ever relevant.
But they know that one time the raisins.
The coupon. Wait, the raisins.
The raisins. They did that one time. They did something with it.
Where like you got like it wasn't anything of like substantial.
Right. It still was irrelevant.
It was blues and a token.
It literally was like you give the raisins like back to Eris or something, and like she literally just like gives you like something else. I don't remember what it was. It was completely inconsequential and worthless, but I'm like, it's not safe to delete it. It's never.
My inventory is fucking full, but I'm like, I can't delete that coupon.
I still have my coupon, and I'm not getting rid of it. I don't care what they say about it. It's safe to get rid of it. That's all I have.
I think I have it, or did they make you get rid of it?
They may have. I didn't delete it. I know that.
I know I didn't delete it. I kept Cade in my heart until I could.
I have respect for those who came before me.
So that's not true. I had moderator Sin compile all of these while I ignored every single YouTube Studio alert on my phone. Yeah. Which in hindsight, I should have just turned notifications off. And I'll do that next time that we do something like this. Yeah. Because that would be better. Maybe we should do a prompt for next week, since now this will be like an audio video. And people may want to participate. AV. Did you think of the Atreyu song too? Falling Down?
No, I actually thought of I can't think of what song that is. I can't think of the name.
Okay.
I thought of a song.
I'm curious to know if it doesn't sound like it was the same song.
No, it was that boom 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 boom. What is that fucking song? It's not Black Betty.
No, not Black Betty. But I know like Falling Down starts with like where it sounds like they plug into the amp and then it like kicks. So we had Sin compile all of these and we asked a question, which was, do you remember?
The Hell Yeah podcast just got picked up for a movie.
And by New Line Cinema? That's not what we said.
We get like Illumination or something bad.
I mean, and there's Minions.
Yeah.
We're the short before the rest of the Minions movie.
And
I'll take it.
Listen, that's good money.
You want to know a great
people love that fucking Minions movie. I don't.
I think it was called like Bao, like BAO. I want to say.
Oh yeah, I hated
with
that.
like the little dumplings.
Oh, where it turns into a person.
Yeah, but it was really sweet.
It was very
like
sweet.
The message was really good. Or like the old man with the chess, and he's playing against himself.
He's creepy.
They all. Now that I'm thinking about it, they all made me uncomfortable.
They all have problems.
But like, they're good themes and like they're good animations for the time.
Yeah.
I didn't like the movie Ants.
No. Neither did I. Cool. But to be fair, though, I also didn't like A Bug's Life. So
that's fair.
So anyway, the question
that
we asked was we got picked up.
This is all part of it. It's all.
We got picked up for a movie. What's our 6-word or fewer tagline of said movie? Yes. The hype movie.
Which the 6 words was more so to just like keep it short, keep it tight.
Like a tagline.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this time it's personal or whatever.
Halloween, the night he came home. You gotta have it simple.
Yeah. He's back. And so I had Sin compile all of these, and I realized that I did not need to cut them into a bunch of like strips with my eyes closed, like doing like holding them at a distance so that like the black from the snippet from the background. Yeah. I couldn't see any of the words.
Why didn't you just do it backwards?
What do you mean?
Like turn the paper over.
Well, that's what I did.
Oh, okay. Because then you could see like the black.
Yeah. That's what I was doing, but I had to still like make sure I was away because otherwise I could see through a little bit. Oh. But like.
Is that riboflavin?
Yeah.
Give you that dark vision.
Funnily enough, I was going to get, when I got these glasses, the girl was like, do you want to get blue light protection? And I was like, what the fuck is this blue light?
I've read studies that those apparently don't help, but when I put them on, I feel better. So even if it's like not real, I think it helps me.
There was definitely
in my head.
When like I had done it, like it was like the new thing that they were promoting, and I was like, I want you to be real with me. Is there actual like research done, or is it like she's like, there is, but it's also new, so we haven't had a lot of like people come back to comment on them. She's like, if you wanted to like forego it, because it was like an extra $150, which like that can be a lot. Yeah, glasses are expensive. These were like $500, but I know I think it was like $600, but I got the sunglasses as well. Which prescription sunglasses, I'll never go back. Brandon has them too. They're fucking their choice. Yeah. But like I could have gotten blue light, and now I'm like, I really wish I would have. And I think if I go, I need to go make an appointment and get new glasses, or at least new. Like I can keep the frames, right? I think I just get new lenses. That would actually be the cheapest thing to do. I think. They make you get new frames. You don't wear glasses. You don't wear
glasses.
Okay.
I think so.
They take a finger too. You lose a finger for a week until the lenses are crafted.
Well, they have to keep that as collateral.
Yeah, to make sure you come back for the glass.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. So this time around, I'm gonna get the blue light because I now 100%, like almost all of my time is in front of screens. So, yeah. And if it helps, cool. And also, I have money in my HSA. It's fine.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, I shuffled them all up and kind of folded them over so that we could take turns pulling them out.
Yes.
And you guys would get an actual blind reaction to them.
You asked for it.
They didn't.
We asked for this, actually.
We did.
This is fun.
Yeah. Are you being a bitch, or are you like?
No, like this part of it, like this is like the fortune cookie-esque, like.
I thought it would be kind of fun to like.
No, I'm glad it was this way. Like I'm not taking the piss. Like I actually like this.
And I like that, like, so you can read it, but like I don't. So if you start immediately cracking up, like I'm already primed.
Yeah.
So the 6 words or fewer.
6 words or fewer.
Hype movie.
2 bros, 1 cop. What? I can't fuck it. 6 words and I can't read them.
1 cop.
1 cop.
2 guys, 1
2
cop.
2 bros, 1 cop. No, 2 cop. No.
Stop.
2 bros, 1 podcast. Depression Killers by Brian Mizzou.
Oh, thank you, Brian.
Sweet. Thank you.
Not funny. 4 out of 10.
Where was the fucking joke? Where was the goddamn punchline? Just kidding. That was very sweet.
Yeah, it was very sweet. I'm curious now how many of these are like piss, and then there's just like good, nice ones. Right. Like, Bri, you're really like that was very sweet. Okay. Netherworld Denny's.
Oh.
Answer with an asterisk. Hot piss not included. That's a good one.
That's good.
At first I was like, why is there an asterisk? And I'm like, no, because that could be like it's in smaller font and white, hot piss not included. That's a good one. Thank you. Thank you, Daddy. That was good. I'm nervous.
Saint Cupid.
Mm-hmm.
This is good. I can't. He won't. This Christmas. That's good. I
That was good. That was
I forgot about that one. That I can't, and he won't.
I don't even.
I can't remember what episode that fucker was.
We also will reference our own bits
so
often that like people will be like, "You remember when you said that?" I'm like, "No, you tell me."
Yeah, I'd love to know.
I make too much. I say too much things.
Listen, when all I do is like spit gold, someone has to tell me.
Yeah, I'm not telling you shit.
Well,
gold. Oh, this is a big
you
boy.
take a big one.
I didn't mean to.
Oh, he says while looking at the bag.
Okay, to be clear,
there's
a lot of line breaks.
Oh,
which I'm curious if there was also a comment,
perhaps,
and then it's Asian.
Oh,
not that Asian did anything wrong, but like,
sounds like you're trying to imply that Asian did something wrong.
They did.
Is it more than 6 words?
It's 6, and then there's a side comment in parentheses.
Okay.
And
pushing the rules.
Yeah, but it's in a different line, so I feel like it's more of like
an aside.
Moosh moosh, uncircumcised, uncut, foreskin restored. And then the parentheses was that's Gusher's baby. But
I have my pal Bandit here.
Yeah.
And I still don't. What I have learned.
You don't hate it.
No, it's very soft.
I'm genuinely surprised that like we have kept on to these.
So am I.
Mm-hmm. But it's so soft.
It's very soft and it feels good to squeeze.
Because I feel like Comet's not mad. Like Comet's like, squeeze me.
I don't know that Bandit is happy.
They didn't give him a happier face.
Bandit is, I think he's deep in thought. I think Bandit's head heavy.
He just, head empty.
Well,
he's thinking about his next big score.
Exactly. I think he's planning. What bothers me about these specifically, and what confused me for so long, and now having seen like actual, like I went to like mooshmoosh.com or whatever the fuck it's called, and I was like, okay, like this makes sense. It's a like slightly simplified shape of a fox, and you're telling me this is a fox named Bandit. And then there's hours where they're in these allegedly sweatshirts. That's what these are supposed to be, is that they're in sweatshirts. So like there's like a Bandit and a Comet that like are not wearing these, that are like, this is just Fox Bandit.
Like it would just be
his whole body's orange, so
we could have got them like cut.
Yes. And we got the uncircumcised ones.
I feel like if I were to try to
I don't think they made them that way.
No, I don't think there's it's not sleeved.
No.
Is your mush mush sleeved or unsleeved?
Well,
like, because that looks like it's sewn together. Like I feel that seam.
Yeah, but I believe it is meant to be that they're in a sweatshirt. And I also I don't know where to even buy this kind, because I looked, I couldn't find them.
They must have like these feel like the moosh mooshes you get, and I'm not trying to drag them by any means because I do enjoy it. It feels like a gas station because of the colors.
Or like at a grocery store, like the weird tiny kid section. Like they
they have a little like 3-tier little thing.
Yes.
And it's like we just dump it there, and it's like, who buys that? Like, but then there's us who are like, moosh moosh.
Moosh moosh.
How big do you think our collection of moosh moosh could grow?
I was gonna get you one of the big supersized one that's 2 feet, like 2.
Wait, but they're out.
Yeah, all of them.
Because everyone's home. So I found a butt.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook looking for butts. I wasn't looking for butts on Facebook.
The butts found you. The butts were looking for you.
The butts did find me. I go on Facebook, and to be clear,
that's on personalized
I'm aware
ads.
that it's almost always personalized ads, but there's
they heard the episode where you said, "I just want a butt."
They must have, because but I also get ads for shit that I've never talked about, I've never searched, but Michael, the scammers that call me and ask about Michael, because I told them my name is Michelle once and they just didn't give a shit. Fucking yelling at me, and the Buttress Pillow, where it is a pillow that is shaped like a butt.
Okay.
And you can buy a thong for it.
So you sleep in the butt.
Yeah, and actually, if the butt's here.
Yeah.
The way that they say the best position is to put
your face
your nose in the you gotta put the face in the butt.
Okay.
And I'm like, and you get the little keychain ones too if you want a soft butt to squeeze.
Okay.
And I'm like, I want a butt. I did, but like, I'm not like in a weird sexual way. Like,
Honestly,
I meant it as
though-
a joke, and I can't believe that they're real. And I'm like, fuck, guys.
But
we
like,
might need to get them.
I'm a stomach sleeper a lot of times, like stomach or side,
Mhm.
and like being able to be face down on the pillow in a way that like did not feel like it was crushing my nose would be kind of nice.
I am thinking about the butt.
I'll
Send you a link.
I'm just saying.
I'll send you a link. You know, and like, because I didn't even think about it like that. Like memes, like I was so caught up in just the fact that you could also buy a thong for your Buttress
Right.
pillow. Like that seems a bit much.
That seems like it would then defeat the purpose of
Mhm.
like,
the pillow.
yeah.
But like, I don't know. I'm like, but maybe I do get the butt pillow and see if it actually is good sleep. Because I have, even though I have like 4 or 5 pillows that I use and like all like different like firmness and sizes, so I can kind of like mix and match. Nothing's ever perfect.
It's a lot of work. That's a lot of pillows.
I only have 4.
That's a lot of pillows.
Really? I don't think
Yeah.
so. I don't use all 4 of them all the time. Like Lucy's sleeping on one.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people have a lot more pillows than I do. I'm more of a like, I need.
You have
two-
a bed fan though.
Well, yeah, I have 2 because like the bed is big enough that it needs 2, but I only ever use the one.
You
'Cause
just
that-
sleep. You just one pillow away. Is it a good pillow?
Yeah, I just get a nice pillow and then like that's enough. I don't ever find that I'm in
Hey,
a
only artists create through pain. So
I don't ever find that I'm in a situation where I'm like, I feel that in this moment I would benefit from a different kind of pillow. I don't run into that
pillow too
situation.
thin or pillow too thick.
Yeah, I don't really run into that
Mm.
in my personal life.
I don't know. It's just my neck shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
But maybe we should get the butts and see what's going on.
maybe.
Hey guys, casting from the butt. You know, we'll call it between the cheeks.
Crybaby Spice.
I just love the name.
The boys are gonna love this. That's a good one.
I'm like breathing, like, and there's a little bit of saliva. Creating a
That makes us sound like some sort of like Entourage spin-off, and I kind of live for the energy.
I mean, a hype
I love
movie
this.
would be.
An Entourage.
It'd be us trying to get a movie made out of the hype boys, and it's the boys are gonna love it, and it's you and I going to our friends saying, "Can you put in a good word, Brandon?"
Yeah.
Brandon's just like, "I don't even know who you are." Jen never says die. Coming to theaters spring 2022. Hype, which that's okay. You're allowed to
We're
frame it. Just 2 dudes out here breathing. Yeah.
We just out here breathing.
Yeah. Y'all out here fucking breathing, and it's you got some nerve coming in here breathing.
Y'all out here acting real breathless.
That was funny as shit. Man, y'all acting real breathless today.
Acting real breathless today.
I'm breath given today.
The breath giveth and the breath
Yo,
taketh
ask
away.
Vasher. Nope, we're not giving any breaths. I'm taking them. Oh no, he gives his breaths all the time. Oh, you got to read Warbreaker.
Ray Atkinson
Yeah,
says
not of the Atkinson diet.
no.
Oh, that's Atkins.
Yeah.
This is son of Atkins.
One moosh moosh, one whig. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's the first time that anyone's used hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Which isn't fair because none of these are in order. They're
Right.
just jumbled.
This
but
is the first person to do it.
they were the most recent comment after 7 of them. Okay. Marius edited, I would like to point out,
Oh,
which means you had doubts.
all right.
They're young, they're friends, they're funny, with a question mark.
Young.
I like whatever that like I swallowed air, you
Yeah.
know, when I'm talking about, you know, that happens to me in the grocery store sometimes where like I'll swallow my saliva wrong
Yes.
and I'm like, I have to cough, but I'm that kid who's got the veins in his forehead because
Right,
I'm like,
because I'm like, I'm in public.
if anyone
We don't
sees
do
me
that
cough,
nowadays.
I'm dead. I'll be shot on sight.
As you should. Put him away.
You're right. Put on a mask, cough away. That's not
You
accurate.
gotta pull the mask down so you can cough into your hand and then put the mask back up. The people who fucking do that.
Or the people that have like, I saw someone with a mask underneath their nose sneeze into their elbow and then put the mask back up. But like the mask was already down before they had to sneeze.
at least it was into the elbow.
Yeah, that used to be enough.
It's sad when like that has to be like, well, at least they did it in their elbow, and at least they had a mask over their mouth. Like,
yeah,
it's horrible that has to be the concession at this point. But I mean,
they have some nerve coming in here breathing. It's a pandemic. Just saying. The panini,
the panorama,
slamma jamma, mamma jamma,
and you can find out more on Nebula.
On the Nebula Plus segment on Curiosity Stream.
Debater Theater.
Mostly nitpicking.
Rebecca. Rebecca.
These feel like snacks, but I can't eat them because then I'll be weird.
They're not nuts, but they're close. That is true.
That was good. Every single one is making me cough, so now like
you're losing your fucking mind.
Like it feels like all of my laughs are fake because like if I laugh normally, I'm just gonna keep coughing.
Yeah.
Not I. With then it says to like the eye emojis.
Yes.
Oh wow, they're twinsies.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. 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 Although not really. We don't really do it with that like in like it's not like the oh wow is not an Owen Wilson reference.
No.
That was only because we are saying it like that
yeah.
now. Not
wow.
that Mario said that, but
yeah, no. My oh wow is that that disinterested woman who just she did not give a shit what her boyfriend was doing. She was on that phone just oh wow.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
You know, I love the movie Old School. Oh, that's fair. I don't know if you would like it. Jeremy Piven's in it.
Oh, I might like it then.
But Will Ferrell's in it.
I don't like it then.
Vince Vaughn's in it.
I really don't like it.
No, but he cusses in front of a kid.
It's great. I like that energy. I wish it was Jeremy Piven doing that instead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he does. He plays the assistant to the dean.
Who's the dean?
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
But like
I was hoping you would
they start a fake fraternity so that like the house doesn't because like their house is gonna get like bought.
Okay.
The movie opens with this guy coming back home a day early to his wife getting gangbanged. It's a whole thing. It's a great movie.
Okay.
It's not great. It's funny.
Snake.
You already read it, didn't you?
Oh no. Our gazebo. It's broken. Would you like some water?
No.
Okay.
I like to do this. This is a dry run.
Yeah. Doesn't look very dry.
I may look like I'm drying, but inside I'm dying.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was good.
Loop's 13th Fae.
Loops, poops, cleanups.
Loop, I'm coming to your house and cleaning up your poop. Oh no. It's definition.
Oh. They're
getting their fingers ready. Lipstick in my Valentino white bag. That's good. Solid. Solid reference.
We love a callback. A slow.
Wish I get them more often. I'm just inundated, actually.
I just wish I had a phone. Slow Sarah. 2 dudes, 1 pod, 0 gazebos. There was one, and now he's gone.
Like a pretzel in the alley. Whoa.
Maybe if I would have named him, he wouldn't have died.
You know, for this unnamed gazebo, you know.
R.I.P.
We'll name him Zeb. Zebediah is what it's short for.
Well.
That was his ordained name.
Zebedeezer.
Zebenezer. I can't say it.
I'm
really struggling. But it's Zebenezer Stoop.
Okay.
They're not all winners. Ghostly said, hype. You know, hell yeah podcast. Life in hand, chaos in mind. That's good.
Yeah.
Like that's a real one. I like that. Not that everyone else's weren't real.
You hate everyone else's.
Correct.
So you think everyone else's is shit.
Yes.
Beep.
I'm gonna get some water. I thought that was the tagline. It was just beep.
Beep. God, I wish.
I don't know why that would have fucking broke me so much, but oh.
I would have loved that.
Anyway, don't finish reading theirs. It's clearly going to be a letdown.
Are you ready for me to read? I was waiting until you got back.
Well, just a moment. I'm getting ice.
Oh. You don't do ice. What are you doing?
Huh?
I thought you didn't do ice. That was your whole thing with, like, back in the day.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I've grown since then.
Well,
I don't like
I
a
wasn't
lot
gonna
of ice, and if I'm able to, I'll try to use a straw.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind, like, a couple of... But, like this right here, this is a lot of cubes.
Right.
I try to keep it 3 or less. Fewer.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, I haven't read that one yet.
Beep.
Okay, beep.
Says, 2 dudes, 2 moosh moosh, 1 big world.
1 what?
1 big world.
1 big world.
Okay.
That was more than 6 words.
Yeah. That's okay.
I like it though, because that implies that like it's like a road trip.
We're a franchise.
We're opening up a moosh moosh factory in Canada. That's the plot.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I don't think Moosh Moosh would want to be affiliated with us.
No, but I'm gonna try.
Listen, if we could get a Moosh Moosh sponsorship, like get into that.
You know who we should? I want a Love Sack one. Have you ever sat in a Love Sack?
Not in a very long time.
I did, because my mom. Remember when my mom? Or I guess we weren't friends then, but my mom used to be a. Doesn't matter. She personal assistant got one for a dude who then just left his dirty tissues everywhere. Which I'm like, I'm not touching him. Oh. And she's like, I'm not touching him. She's like, I know you're sick, but I had to set up his Apple TV and download illegal music for him. Or illegally download music.
Okay.
Supposedly.
The music was illegal.
Allegedly.
What?
I mean, he wanted Plastic Beach by Gorillaz, which is a solid album.
Okay.
I Love It 95. Sanity gone. Just like the gazebo.
My gazebo?
I mean, it's iconic.
It's missing.
My gazebo.
It's missing.
Oh no, it's missing.
Yggdrasil. You've gobbled your last ghoul. That's good. I looked up what ultimately happens with the therapist, Mr. Soprano. Yeah, I finally like looked it up, and I'm dissatisfied. But that's okay.
Does she live or die?
She lives.
But like, she's just gone.
Yeah. I'm sure if I watched it, maybe like the payoff would be better, but it seemed quite an unceremonious ending to how she ended up leaving.
I didn't like the energy of the finale. Sopranos was fun in the beginning.
Yeah.
Mr. Soprano.
Mr. Soprano.
And him just going, yeah, this. And she goes, just ignoring him and just continuing to ask.
So about those ducks.
Jemmy Rose 78. Meat, cheese, bun. That's Gushers, baby. Swear to God.
Gushers, baby.
That's a good callback. The meat, cheese, bun.
Meat, cheese, bun.
Some of you
shouldn't be this hard.
Some of you out here not listening to the first few episodes where the audio is bad. But let me tell you.
And there's no video.
But
you know what? You still can't call her Vu.
I stand by that. That was great. That was a great first episode.
We set a tone.
I mean, we also literally just repeated the same conversation that we had at Red Robin.
Yeah.
But it worked.
It did work.
We had to practice.
Yeah. Turtle Pond.
Not a lake.
Men talking to each other. And then in parentheses, feral.
That makes it sound like it's like a straight to DVD movie.
I like the energy.
Is it fair? Are we feral?
No.
I feel like we say that, and then someone's gonna go ahead and like make a quick edit of like
our feralist moments. Is this our Watch Mojo top 10 feral moments from
that would be the
High
greatest
podcast,
thing
if we ever got
I don't want the if we could get the real Watch Mojo.
Can we get Miss Mojo?
Miss Mojo, that's who I want.
I mean, she's the one.
She's my queen. If you could meet anyone, who would it be? Miss Mojo. It's just an AI generated voice. Miss Mojo.
But it's not.
It's a real person?
Yeah, it's a real person. It's also not always the same person.
Is her name Marie Mojo?
No.
Oh. Then why should she go by Miss Mojo? Miss Mojo.
They're calling the channel Miss Mojo because it's more female inclined lists because all the lists are Drag Race.
I was gonna say it's only Drag Race, right?
There's other stuff too, but that's the big the big selling points, I would say.
Steph OS 7. This one's good.
I'm ready.
They're getting that refund. You're not. That's really good.
Hell yeah.
That's really funny stuff.
Hell yeah.
Good, great work, Steph. Keep it up.
Good goal. Sugar Crash. Hell yeah podcast, the movie. Too much peanut butter, not enough gazebos. We have peanut butter?
Peanut boy. Oh, peanut boy. I misunderstood. I like peanut butter. What's that? You're not speaking English to me. A peanut boy. Oh, I love a peanut boy and Jaleel sandwich.
Some Jaleel.
I don't know what happened.
You're unwell.
I'm not sick though. I mean, call a vet. These puppies are sick, but like, Baby Miracle said, "In a world, dudes being dudes."
It do be like that sometimes.
Oh,
Christian Life says,
okay, there was an even amount.
Oh, 2 dudes, 1 mission, absolute chaos.
Yeah. Controlled chaos. It's not intentional.
No.
Like I'm not trying to explode, but sometimes I get these feelings.
Sometimes they lit the fuse.
Sometimes it's piss.
Yeah.
The people love it.
The PP love it.
So this one's technically 4 words, but it's because they broke down the contraction.
Okay.
So I'll allow it because
4 is also less than 6.
No, but it's times 2.
Oh.
Because it's where is the gazebo, but it's where's the gazebo? Where's the gazebo?
Got it.
Now, okay. Given all of these taglines, that was great.
Who was it?
Oh, did I not read that out? I'm so sorry. It's Shimo said,
there you go.
Where's the gazebo? Where's the gazebo? Which, in all fairness, that could very easily be a really solid one because it's like a Dude, Where's My Car-esque movie where you and I wake up, where's the gazebo?
Where's the pumpkin gazebo?
That has potential. A Dude, Where's My Car? Did you ever see that movie?
No.
You wouldn't like it.
Did you ever read the book Who
film.
Moved My Cheese? Because Brandon did, and I had to hear about it.
Is that the one with like there was like those books?
I don't know what it's about.
There's like Max Sachar or something about like the Cheesehead Man. Those books that had like the weird art with the Cheesehead guy. They look like a Pillsbury Doughboy but of cheese.
I'm unfamiliar.
I need to find it because like it's all about like Stinky Cheese Man or something.
Okay.
I'll just search Stinky Cheese Book.
Okay.
Yes. It's the Stinky Cheese Man and other fairly stupid tales.
I have a patron named that.
If I show you the cover, you might recognize it. It's the Stinky Cheese Man.
Oh, yeah. I have seen that. I never read it, but I have seen it.
Yeah, I don't remember what's in it, but like someone remember it. I can get an audiobook. I don't want to hear someone read it to me. $17? Oh my
In the current economy?
Oh, there's a Pugtato babysits the snouts. Dragons love tacos too.
Okay.
Spike, the penguin with rainbow hair.
So they really like led with their strongest outing when they said Stinky Cheese Man and other tales.
Yeah, no, those are all recommended books. I'm sorry. Those aren't
those aren't other tales. Okay.
No. But now I'm seeing this is a fun this is a book for fathers and their kids, fun read aloud children's picture book for families. It's called My Dad Loves to Toot by Toot and Tom. a funny rhyming storybook about farts for fathers and their kids.
Why?
Could I read you My Dad Loves to Toot?
I wish you wouldn't.
I'd rather die. That's not true. I'd rather just read the book than die.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. It's not that.
I cling to life, but
Do you really want to die, or are you just kind of bored?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was really great, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
As we like continue to just like segue past it. It's like fucking like I swallowed something wrong. Yeah. Ooh, shit. It's
Fucking raw.
fucking raw. So yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah. It was a good segment. There was no packages today, which is fine.
GG.
GG, good. You guys don't have to be clear. Also, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I've had something on my mind for a while.
It's your money, isn't it?
No,
Bet your mind.
I could borrow $5 though. That would get me out of a few jams. I appreciate how much candy everyone has sent.
It's too much candy.
Please, if you're gonna send candy and you're dead set on sending candy, send one candy, please. We have so much candy.
There's so much candy.
We pulled out the boxes of candy because like I don't eat a whole lot of sweets that often, and like I appreciate the Kinder Buenos and they're good, and I also can understand that it's not like I don't want to come off like ungrateful or bitching, and that like we loved them, and then a lot of people started like sending their packages at the same time, but like it all took amount of time, so like stuff was already sent. By the time we finally got it, it's like I have seen every candy that this world makes. It's still really cool, but like it is a lot.
It was very cool, but yeah, just portions can be much smaller.
Because I just physically can't eat that much candy. Like I still have like
it's a lot of candy.
Like there's some candy that I like have in a special box, and I'm like, Cecilia, you're not allowed to touch. And she's like, are you ever gonna eat some of these? And I'm like, yes.
You never know.
Like because I will want them, but I want to be like I want it to be good when I have it. I want to be in the mood. I don't want to just eat it because I'm like hungry.
Yeah.
And honestly, most times when I'm like hungry, I'm not craving sweets.
Right.
Because I just don't eat a whole lot of sweets.
Yeah.
I fucked up my teeth when I was younger, and so now like I can only handle some sweets.
Yeah.
So that seemed a little bitchy. I apologize, but it's still really cool.
It's very sweet, and I appreciate it a lot.
Too sweet.
But like, it's a lot of candy, guys.
Yeah.
We're just two guys.
We're just two guys being dudes, and like.
And I'm a guy who's trying to eat less sweets.
When we hung out with Tyler, and I was like, Tyler, here you go. And she's like, oh, fuck yeah, Mince Pie. She goes, is this it? I'm like, no, that's just the one box that only had a couple things in it. That was like the spillover of like the third box. And she just went, what? I'm like, yeah, like please help yourself. Like I bring it to everything, like my D&D, and I'm like, who wants candy? And they're like,
yeah, I gave some to my parents and stuff because I was like, I have too much candy.
Yeah, and I'm like, I physically can't eat it all. I don't want it to go bad.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll go bad anytime soon, but still.
Some of it can, like, especially like a lot of times candy can go like stale.
Yeah. But like very appreciative, and if it's like something that like we don't normally get here, then maybe just like a couple things is fine.
Yeah.
But like
some is fine. It's just like there's been
a lot, yeah.
A lot of candy.
I just don't eat like I would appreciate it more if I ate candy more often.
Yes.
And so I just don't want you guys to like feel bad. I feel bad if there like I feel like there's an expectation almost a little bit. Maybe I'm pulling the mask back too much.
Are you recording yourself and sending it to them to let them know that you ate the candy?
Yes.
Then there's not an expectation.
No, but like, you know, it's fuck you. You know what I mean. Fucking asshole. I appreciate everything, you guys. You know I do. I figured since there was no packages this week, the coast was cleared.
Yeah.
My post office has been saying, please stop sending all this candy. That's not. No, the only thing they bitched out is that, and it's a lot of it's just because it was stuff that was sent, like, that had to go through customs, so it's been a while, is make sure to put the P.O. box number. You could just do it as, like, number 74234 if you do send something, but yeah, you're good. But yeah, it's still cool. We have enough candy for the year. Well, a few months at least.
Yes.
And it's really cool, and I really appreciate it. Did we want to do another prompt for next week since these were all fun?
I don't have one ready.
I don't have one ready, but we could think of one.
I don't do improv.
We have like 45 minutes to kill, so to make it an average length episode.
So So it's a question that they need to answer?
Yeah, or if you want to, or we could do that, or we
or
could
the
do
theme of them asking us certain
we could try that as well. Your choice, or like you know, and that's another option.
I don't know.
I'm gonna put you on the clock. You have 45 minutes.
I'll just end the video. I'll say ask whatever question you want. I'll end the video.
What was Eric's last question? What's the theme?
What's a theme? How much I hate my neighbor's dog.
I hear it. I'm not a big fan personally.
Yeah, me trying to film stuff for Inversion where I'm like, there's not dogs inside the ward.
It's just Ollie. He's just borking. He's nervous.
He's not part of Inversion.
Oh. He was outside it, wasn't he?
Yeah, technically he's outside.
So he could be outside the arena barking.
Borking.
And that's why it's very faint.
You can't hear anything outside the arena. That's the whole problem.
Yeah, but his bark, he's got so much heart.
Yeah.
That his bark pierces through the barrier.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you're the god of your world. You could write that, make it canon, and then you don't have to worry about the dog interrupting your audio.
I also just, edited around the dog.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a theme for
That's
question.
fine. Yeah, you're really you're having a tough time.
Well, I'm not actually thinking about it.
You're stalling until I give up.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess just free for all then.
Ask us whatever you want.
Yeah. Regular quick wit next week.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
We did the New Year's one. We did this one. Ask whatever you want.
Yeah. Fuck it. I mean, don't ask that.
Well, that was a question.
No, but they know.
Yes.
The person who just was like, oh, I got a crack on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise, I think this is good. This is a good little... Ooh, I like that little timestamp right there.
What, 2 hours and 6 minutes?
Yeah, it's good. It feels like... at this point, we're just stretching this ending bit. That's it. But, it feels good and concise.
The episode ended a while ago.
Guys, the episode ended, 40 minutes ago. I don't know why you're still here. Get the fuck out of here. Is there anything of, importance or note in the next week or so? Any announcements? I don't think so.
No. Watch the Inversion finale.
Yeah. When's the premiere?
4 p.m. MST on Thursday the 20th.
Okay. Cool. I'll be there. I'll be there as the podcast to plug, which is great.
Yeah.
No one cares. But I'm I'm here.
Well, it's funny. At those sort of premieres, no one gives a shit. But then in streams, people actually are like, oh, wait, what's the podcast?
And I'm, as the podcast, saying, you could just click on me.
Click right here.
But what is that?
But what is it, though? No,
That's
but what is that?
Mm-hmm.
No, but what is that?
It's me. And then I'll be on my Odie one, and I'm just talking to myself. People are like, look at him. He's so cute. Just thinking he's people. Oh. One time. Yeah. I think I would really like to do a Valentine's time. I don't know the exact day. Baking cookies with cuss words on them. Stream for the podcast. I think that could be fun.
I think Valentine's might be on a Tuesday.
Oh, I wouldn't even mind foregoing a podcast episode if we're gonna do a fun stream.
I know it's
that would be later in the day though.
Tuesday. I'm not sure if it's actually.
Yeah.
It's a Monday.
Oh, so we could do it that Sunday or Saturday.
Yes.
Beforehand, and that way we could do it in the morning, and I don't know. What the fuck you guys? What do you guys want from me? Huh? Lower your expectations. You'll be happier.
Maybe you need to try managing your expectations better.
God, you sound like that girl at work who she knows you're about to get fired, but she knows she's safe, but fuck my thing. You're right. you absolutely right. Hot damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Get out of here. Click the button.
I'm clicking the button.
Okay. Bye.